The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The opposition leader urging the government to stop making us pay more fines, as the F&M chairman urges the government to act to lower food costs, and physicians threaten action over outstanding industrial agreements. And in business, tensions rising over a planned concert with a controversial foreign artist. It's all straight ahead this morning, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Duquesa Dean will be joining us. That's all straight ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight latest breaking news from while you were sleeping and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the Consultant Physician Staff Association lamenting the fact that an industrial agreement has yet to be finalized more than 3 years after the last one expired. They're calling on the government to move to quickly resolve the issue so that it's not forced to take action. The CPSA is saying the government has to swiftly come to resolve this long-standing matter that's created, quote, serious challenges for our physicians so that we are not forced to take action that would be to the detriment of an already fragile healthcare system. Back in October, CPSA President Dr. Sherelle Lockhart told the National Guardian that the association, which is in possession of a strike certificate, felt dismissed and disrespected by the government after negotiations had stalled. In its statement yesterday, the CPSA said that in November, Prime Minister Philip Davis agreed that all outstanding matters with respect to the industrial agreement would be resolved, but the association says that hasn't happened as yet. A 23-year-old mother failing to appear for her sentencing hearing, the woman admitted a charge of cruelty to children at her arraignment before Senior Magistrate Anishka Isaacs last month after her 6-year-old daughter was on the street on December 13th. At the time, the gas station cashier said that her babysitter had canceled on her at the last minute and that she didn't want to call out of work because she hadn't been working there long. The single mother claimed that she was keeping tabs on her daughter remotely through her security cameras. However, she didn't see when the child left the home because she had to take her eyes off the phone when she got busy at work. That matter has been adjourned to January 13th. If the mother doesn't show up, an arrest warrant will be issued. With the Royal Bahamas Police Force ensnared in a scandal that has shaken trust in the institution, Prime Minister Philip Davis urging officers to work to restore that trust by serving the community with integrity and fairness. Prime Minister speaking during the annual police church service on Sunday, saying, quote, "It won't be easy and it won't happen overnight, but it can happen. It starts with accountability, ensuring that every badge is worn with honor and every action reflects the values and integrity of fairness." A man who admitted to inappropriately touching a teenager at Junkanoo has been sentenced to 18 months in prison. 61-year-old Ernest Thompson was arrested at the New Year's Day parade after he squeezed a 15-year-old girl's left breast. Following his arrest, Thompson told the officers that he had touched the teenager's shoulder and not her breast. Thompson pleaded guilty to indecent assault at his arraignment before Magistrate Samuel McKinney. Thompson, who said he's married, told the magistrate, quote, "If you could give me probation, I'd really appreciate it." McKinney did not consider probation appropriate since Thompson had previously been sentenced to 4 years in prison for rape offenses. McKinney also ordered Thompson to pay $2,500 in restitution to the victim's father to cover the costs of future counseling. Failure to pay will attract a sentence of 1 month. And F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands called on Prime Minister Philip Davis to act quickly to bring down the shocking cost of food by eliminating value-added tax on a wide range of healthy items. In a voice note circulated yesterday, Sands said the PLP is to blame for much of the sky-high costs of food over the last 3 years. He said, quote, "If the PLP would only stop paying for first-class tickets and brand-new cars, they could act this year to remove VAT on a wide range of items, including all fruits and vegetables." Overseas, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announcing his resignation after facing an increasing loss of support both within his party and in the country. Now, Trudeau's Liberal Party must find a new leader while dealing with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's threats to impose steep tariffs on Canadian goods, and with Canada's election just months away. As Prime Minister until a new party leader is chosen, he could not recover after Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland, long one of his most powerful and loyal ministers, resigned from the cabinet last month. The 53-year-old scion of Pierre Trudeau, one of Canada's most famous prime minister, became deeply unpopular with voters over a range of issues, including the soaring cost of food and housing, as well as surging immigration. A new Canadian leader is unlikely to be named before Trump is inaugurated on January 20th. The political upheaval comes at a difficult moment for Canada. Trump keeps calling Canada the 51st state and has threatened to impose 25% tariff does not stem what Trump calls a flow of migrants and drugs into the U.S., even though far fewer of them cross the border from Canada than from Mexico, which Trump has also threatened with tariffs. Trump also remains preoccupied with the U.S. trade deficit with Canada, erroneously calling it a subsidy. Canada's ambassador to Washington, Kirsten Hillman, has said the U.S. had a $75 billion trade deficit with Canada last year, but she noted that a third of what Canada sells to the U.S. are energy exports and that there is a deficit when oil prices are high. The Liberals need to elect a new leader before Parliament resumes March 24th because all three opposition parties say they will bring down the Liberal government in a no-confidence vote at the first opportunity, which could trigger an election. A new leader might not be Prime Minister for long. A spring election would very likely Conservative Party. A strong earthquake shook a high-altitude region of Western Canada and areas of Nepal today, damaging hundreds of houses, littering streets with rubble, and killing at least 95 people in Tibet. Many others trapped as dozens of aftershocks shook the remote area. Rescue workers climbed mounds of broken bricks using ladders in heavily damaged villages as they searched for survivors. Videos posted by China's Ministry of Emergency Management showed two people being carried out on stretchers by workers treading over the uneven debris from collapsed homes. At least 130 people have been injured in the earthquake-hit area of Tibet on the Chinese side of the border. More than 1,000 homes were damaged in the barren and relatively sparsely populated region. Posted by CCTV, the Chinese broadcaster, fallen building debris littered streets and crushed cars. In sports, Bayman Collegiate basketball player A.J. Storr has had an up-and-down season for the University of Kansas Jayhawks. In 4 games as a starter, he has averaged just 6.75 points per game on 34.6 shooting from the field. In 9 games as a reserve player, he's averaging 7.89 points, but is shooting remarkably better at 44.62% from the field. Storr, a junior guard, started 3 games back-to-back in late November and early December. The Jayhawks lost 2 of those 3 games to slip out of the top 10 in the NCAA Division I men's basketball. Storr was in the starting lineup again for the Jayhawks' last game of the year on New Year's Eve when they hosted the West Virginia University Mountaineers. You can read more about how he's doing so far in today's Guardian Sports section. And Jazz Chisholm Jr. had a transformative year at third base last season, flourishing in a position he had never played in the big leagues. But there's a rumor he might return to the second base for the 2025 Major League Baseball season. You can read about that in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NFL, New England's Jared Mayo and Jacksonville's Doug Peterson are 2 NFL coaches who are out of a job, though a handful of other teams decided to stay with the status quo on a surprisingly quiet Monday following the regular season. The day after the season's final game is usually a tough 24 hours for coaches as underachieving teams move quickly to make changes. Mayo was fired after 1 season, fired Sunday after the team's win over the Buffalo Bills, ending his tenure after just 1 season and a 4-13 record. The move means the Patriots will embark on another rebuild as the team tries to build an identity following the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era. Monday, Patriots owner Robert Kraft took a big chunk of the blame for Mayo's quick tenure. Peterson is out as Jacksonville's head coach after the franchise's best team assembled won just 4 games, though owner Shad Khan did opt to retain general manager Trent Baalke. The Jaguars have lost 18 of their past 23 games dating back to last season. Not every team that had a rough year decided to change directions. The Giants announced Monday that they're keeping coach Brian Daboll and general manager Joe Schoen despite a 3-14 record this season. The Indianapolis Colts are staying with their current regime, and the Miami Dolphins are sticking with their leaders. Owner Stephen Ross said coach Mike McDaniel and general manager Chris Greer will return after an 8-9 season. The coaching movement might not be over. The Dallas Cowboys are one of a few teams that's still mulling the next move following a 7-10 season that put coach Mike McCarthy on the hot seat. 3 NFL coaches were fired during the regular season, including Chicago's Matt Eberflus, New Orleans' Dennis Allen, and the New York Jets' Robert Saleh. More from the NFL. The Los Angeles Chargers are planning to sign running back Ezekiel Elliott to their practice squad pending a physical, according to 2 people familiar with the situation speaking to the Associated Press on Monday. People speaking on condition of anonymity. The Chargers, 11-6, are the number 5 seed in the AFC and open the playoffs at Houston on Saturday in a wild-card round game. Elliott was released by the Dallas Cowboys on December 31st so that he could possibly sign with a playoff team seeking a veteran running back. The same thing happened last season when Dalvin Cook was cut by the New York Jets and played for Baltimore in a divisional round win over Houston. This season, in 15 games, Elliott had just 74 carries for 226 yards with a 3.1 yard per carry average, all career lows. The 2-time NFL rushing champion has 9,130 yards and 74 rushing touchdowns in 9 seasons. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your first look at weather for today, high pressure center just east of the Bahamas will shift eastwards into the Atlantic ahead of a cold front that's going to move through the northern and northwest Bahamas today. Much cooler temperatures, strong winds and rough seas will accompany that front. So there's an elevated risk of rip currents, especially along northern eastern shorelines, with possible overtopping waves and sea spray along northern and eastern coastal roads. We've got that gale watch that's still in effect. That's going to be in effect until noon today for the northern Bahamas. Boaters, especially small craft operators, are urged to seek and remain in safe harbor. Your forecast for today for the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly cloudy and breezy. We've got about a 10% chance of showers. Look for winds west to northwest at 15 to 25 knots with higher gusts. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy today. 10% chance of showers. Winds west to northwest at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. For the central Bahamas and the southeastern islands today. Temperature-wise, we're looking at highs around 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the low 60s. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. You are listening to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're back. We're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Print Masters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
This Christmas, Fidelity Bank is still the one. With one easy monthly payment, one fantastic way to save, and one chance to win $5,000 in extra cash. Make that move to Fidelity Bank and apply for a personal loan for a chance to win extra cash today. Call 356-7764 for more details.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Pinder is carrying a new line of tile, the Sky series of porcelain. It comes in 4 colors: Sky Noir, Sky Azure, Sky Gris, and this one, Sky Glance. In this particular tile, I think you'll find coin gray, silver gray, cloud gray, and gray. All of these are seamlessly blended to make the Sky Glance one beautiful tile. The Sky series of porcelain comes in 2 formats, 24 by 24 at $5.30 a square foot and 12 by 24 at $5.25 a square foot.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, buddy. The Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things saying do? What does do? Like, check the website once.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
The holidays are here, and Dunkin' is spreading the cheer this season. Let Dunkin' be a part of your celebrations. Warm up with your favorite holiday drinks, grab a box of our famous donuts for your gatherings, or treat someone special to a Dunkin' gift certificate, the gift that always runs on joy. From our Dunkin' family to yours, we wish you a season filled with laughter, love, and a whole latte happiness. Happy holidays! And remember, the Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, wake up. Wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC, 4224796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Duquesa Dean. Duquesa.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas.
This is the first time seeing you for the year, right? Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So Happy New
Happy
Year
New
to
Year.
all
Happy
you
New
out
Year.
there, because
Great
we
to-
said Happy New Year to each other.
Yes,
so.
definitely. But good to see you in
You
person.
too.
Hope the year is treating you well so far.
So far, it's been good.
I
I'm
was
celebrating my birthday tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that my husband wakes up and says, get your backpack, let's go. But we'll see what happens.
Well, wishing you a wonderful 25th birthday.
Yes,
Duquesa.
that it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've given you an earful off here about all the
Yes.
wacky things happening in the country. We may get to some of that today. There's a lot in the news to talk about. And later in business, we're going to talk about this concert that is planned with a very, very controversial foreign artist. So there's tensions rising because he's controversial and also because he's foreign.
Yeah.
But we want to hear what you think about it all and why so many people are so extremely excited about this.
About the artist coming?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, maybe they have the right to be. He was not. Anyway, we'll get into that in a 9 o'clock hour. That's all ahead. But right now, let's talk about what else is in the news. And in the news, the opposition leader calling on the government to stop making us pay more fines and to bring down the cost of just doing business and living in this country. We'll get to that in just a second. Before we do, though, I want to read this story again if you missed it, just letting you know what type of people we are living amongst in this wonderful country. This story. Man jailed for indecent assault at Junkanoo Parade. Now, this is fast how this happened. I appreciate everyone for acting so quickly, but this is wacky. Our Artesia Davis writing about it. A man who admitted to inappropriately touching a teenager at Junkanoo was on Monday sentenced to 18 months in prison. 18 months.
Wow.
61-year-old Ernest Thompson was arrested at the New Year's Day parade just a few days ago.
How old?
61. 61. 61. 61. Not 10, not 20, not 30, not 40, not 50. 60 plus 1. Arrested on New Year's Day after he squeezed a 15-year-old girl's left breast. 61. Following his arrest, Thompson told the officers that he had touched the teenager's shoulder and not her breast.
Really?
Thompson pleaded guilty to indecent assault at his arraignment before Magistrate Samuel McKinney. Thompson, who said he's married, told the magistrate, quote, "If you could give me probation, I'd really appreciate it."
Really?
McKinney did not consider probation appropriate since Thompson had previously been sentenced to 4 years in prison for rape, in addition to convictions for dissimilar offenses. McKinney also ordered Thompson to pay $2,500 in restitution to the victim's father to cover the cost of future counseling. Failure to pay will attract a sentence of 1 month.
I'm speechless. 61, 15, was jailed for rape before. Boldly fondled a child's breast.
Asking for probation.
In an open space like Junkanoo. Maybe that's why I thought he could get away with it. Maybe it was crowded. But it's horrible.
Just putting it out there so you can understand what we're dealing with. The young, the old, men, women, rats, cats, dogs, everything. Everything. Yeah. Okay. So there's a big story in the headline in the Tribune today. Stop making us pay more fines. So their article says, with new changes to the road traffic regulations now in effect, F&M leader Michael Pintard has urged the Davis administration to avoid burdening the public with extra fees and strict compliance measures. He stressed that there are ways to strengthen the rule of law on the road without sacrificing fairness and compassion. His comments coming as the government prepares to enforce amendments to the Road Traffic Act, which will introduce fines for noncompliance and empower police officers to seize vehicles, requiring owners to pay $300 to release their cars. All right, so we've been talking about this a lot here on the show. Most of this I don't have a problem with at all. We have chaos on the streets. There are people who don't care. They have no driver's license, no insurance. The car is not licensed. The car has never been inspected, and they don't give anything.
Don't care. They don't care.
And they're the ones who hit you. Yeah. Always. It's always some idiot with nothing who hits you, and half of them will run off.
Right. Leave the scene.
Others will stay there and like, well, what do you want me to do?
Right.
Which might be worse than running off. So we have a big problem. But what is also concerning is that this is going to force people to get insurance in their birth month. You can't have less than 6 months when you go to license and inspect your car. And the challenge is that this is often a financial burden for a lot of people. And this requirement is not going to address the problems that we have with compliance. Right. It's just going to make life difficult for the people who are actually paying for insurance. We don't know why the government doesn't understand this.
Wait, before we go any further, though, can you talk me through the thought process behind putting it in the birthday month?
Me?
Yes.
I wish I could understand
like,
it.
yeah,
I
is
have
it-
no idea why they're doing this. It makes no sense.
To make sure that it's 6 months, I'm not sure I get it. Because what if your birthday is in September?
Mm-hmm. They want you to get your car license and get the insurance beginning in September, or have 6 months.
Okay.
So the challenge is, not only is it a lot of money in your birth month, but if you have multiple vehicles, this is really quite a big ask. And if you want to be judgmental about, oh, well, you shouldn't have so many vehicles, you got a problem and you have to deal with that somehow, some way. But people do have multiple vehicles. Maybe they have their kid's car or something, right? It's in their name. It's not your business. They've got the money. Fine.
I always thought it was 6 months, though. I always thought your insurance needed to be 6 months valid.
I'm not aware, but I mean, some people their insurance expires the next month.
Okay.
But we've got a problem with people not renewing it after it's expired. There's got to be a better way than this, right? Maybe you put a decal on their car that tells you when it's expired, and when you have it renewed, you come back to road traffic and get a new one, right? Something,
right?
But this is not the way
otherwise
to
it makes
do
it seem as if once you get the inspection sticker, that's for a year. That doesn't expire until the next year.
Right.
So it seems that the car is road approved.
Yeah. But it's the people who get the insurance in their birth month that you need to be wary of, right? Who only get it for a few months, cancel it, or get it for 6 months. Apparently you can. Some to be afraid of, because for 6 months they probably are not riding around with insurance until it's time to license the car.
Yeah.
It isn't making sense what they're trying to do with this part of it. Every other part of it, I don't have an issue. So let's read. I'm going to read not from this article, but from Michael Pintart's statement that he posted on Facebook. This was yesterday. So he says, transportation is not a luxury, but a necessity for many. Yet this Davis administration seems intent on turning this into an unaffordable burden. There are ways to strengthen the rule of law on the road without sacrificing fairness and compassion. We are concerned about A, disproportionate impact. Rising taxes and penalties push low-income Bahamians further into financial hardship. B, erosion of trust. Strict enforcement measures such as vehicle seizures foster resentment rather than cooperation. Really? Some people really shouldn't be driving. I almost got run off the road yesterday.
No.
By somebody in SD. Again, I really do think, and I know there are probably 5 decent people riding around in rental vehicles right now. But if the police were to pull over everybody in a rental vehicle and question them seriously, I think they'd be able to probably arrest most of the criminals in the country.
Really?
Because the people in rental vehicles do not care about the rest of us. Something is very wrong.
They don't care about the car because it doesn't belong
Certainly
to them.
don't care
So
about that
they'll
car.
be reckless.
They don't care about that car. But they definitely don't care about the rest of us.
Yeah.
No. And you have to question these owners of these companies too, because why are you in this business? Anyway, we'll get back to that. But the car was coming at me, driving the my lane, heading to me.
Right.
And only until I pulled off the road, flashing my lights, blowing my horn, did they realize or care that they were driving as if they were in Fort Lauderdale.
Was it a
on the
local?
right side.
Could you tell if it was?
I couldn't tell. It was night. But they were driving on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow.
Speeding.
Which road?
This is Prince Charles.
Oh, wow. That's the only explanation. They're
Speeding.
foreign. And they're the side of the road.
Maybe.
You know, but still.
Or they had a
it's-
seizure.
You have, possible, but, you have to drive with due care and attention.
You just
They didn't see
forgot.
the other
you
cars?
forgot that you were not.
I'm just going on. That person
Right,
is
that's what I
foreign.
was thinking too. It
Yeah,
was a rental
that's what you're gonna
vehicle.
go.
And I'm like, maybe this clown is from the States or
Yeah,
something.
but still, you should have seen other cars.
But, I
like,
mean, anyway, okay. Back to Michael Pintard. C, unintended consequences. Financial pressures may lead to increased evasion of licensing fees, further reducing compliance rates. Exactly. D, road safety risks. Higher taxes and noncompliance may lead to more unlicensed and uninsured vehicles on the road, increasing the likelihood of hit-and-run accidents and leaving law-abiding citizens vulnerable. Yes, absolutely. The opposition recommends 1, A sliding scale licensing system. This doesn't sound good. Introduce tiered licensing fees based on income and vehicle type to reduce the burden on lower income citizens.
So that's tax.
What?
Yeah, no, let's move ahead.
For licensing your car?
Not for your car. Seriously? Why should they pay more to license their cars? How is that helping? What is that helping?
So you want that one? I don't know about that one. Okay. Number 2, flexible payment options. Allow installment payments or deferred plans to ease immediate financial pressures and boost compliance.
That's for the insurance companies. Because it's a one-time fee at inspection.
I don't know.
Okay.
What that's about. 3, temporary amnesty programs.
For what?
Offer a limited time penalty-free period for citizens to register vehicles and settle past dues.
That might work.
Okay, so maybe the installment payments are for the people who
Well,
have
the
been
rest.
riding for 2 years,
okay.
and so they can pay it.
Okay.
Sure.
Maybe.
4, improve public awareness. Launch campaigns to educate citizens on licensing requirements, fees, and the rationale behind policies to foster understanding and cooperation. Yeah, they're very.
Why do we
good at that.
license our cars again? Why do we get our cars licensed and inspected again?
You have to pay for services. You have to pay for
what?
For
For what?
To pay for the roads and pay for the
roads. Did you drop in it?
The roads.
No, seriously.
But I mean,
what
it
are we?
could
Why
be
are we
dirt.
paying the
It
license?
could be quarry. I mean, it's not that. I mean, it needs to be paid.
Because if it's for services, exactly
And then
what?
Plenty of people, you're helping to employ plenty of people as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's your duty as a citizen.
Okay. It's not sufficient reason, but okay.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, okay. But definitely we need an understanding as to why you want to change things up in this way that will only increase the burden on people. And they've done a terrible job on this. So whoever it is, road traffic, Ministry of Transport, I don't know if Works is involved, but this is really a botched implementation of these policies. 5, proportional penalties and appeals. Ensure fines align with individual circumstances and provide a hardship appeal. No way. Because those people are the ones causing the most damage.
And they know.
They're causing the most damage.
And they know
you
that what
barely
they're
have
doing-
a job.
Yeah.
But who told you to get in this car without your license, without your
Correct.
insurance?
It's a decision.
And to run into 5 cars.
Why does it seem like he doesn't want consequences?
I don't
There
understand
have
what
to
this
be
is about.
consequences.
That's weird. Proportional penalties, yeah, because if you hit 5 cars, you need to pay. Anyway. Number 6, streamlined licensing processes. Simplify and digitize procedures to make compliance easier, cheaper, and more accessible. Now, I think with this, they've done a reasonably good job. They've made it much easier than it used to be. So, I mean, I don't know. That's happening. That's already happening. You could pay online. You don't have to have cash. You could do all kinds of things. Anyway, he goes on to say this government must abandon its punitive approach and instead build policies that align with the economic realities of Bahamians. Well, no, more people need to be punished. More people need to be punished. The people who are doing what they're supposed to do don't need to be punished.
Correct. That's who you should be rewarding.
And I keep saying crack down on the little things. Yeah. All these people are doing anything they want, and that's why we are in the state we are in. Because for years they've been allowed to drive around without having the driver's license and insurance and licensing their vehicle and inspecting their vehicle. And they think they run these streets. So yeah, I'm going to try to hold this cutlass in here or this gun there and maybe 2 guns and bring in something that I shouldn't bring in. So yeah, we need to be a whole lot more punitive. But not the people who are obeying the law. Don't need to make their life a living hell. It's already chaos on the streets. All right, let's get your reaction to all this, folks. Boy, it's like none of them get us. That's how I feel. There's some good points here, but a lot of this, no, cannot agree with. But the government isn't making sense either. What are we going to do?
Right.
Let's talk. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796.
I'm still confused. Like, what was it that caused them to want to police this to that extent?
Because everybody's getting hit by people who don't have insurance and licenses. It's like you're guaranteed. If you get an offender bender, that person doesn't have insurance. That person doesn't have a license.
Right. So wouldn't, like, for penalties and consequences on those people be a demonstration of what will happen if you do that as a deterrent not to do that?
And I think it's great. Do it.
Right.
Do it. You don't need to have a stupid policy that requires people to get the insurance in their birth month if they already have for years been doing this. You can tell they've never had the insurance lapse. It's very easy. The insurance company
they can tell you
it's never been lapsed. They always pay it. We don't have any issue with this person. That's easy to figure out. You don't need to do this. Again, with people with multiple vehicles, this is going to be hellish. So most of what the government's trying to do is pretty decent, except for that part. And we need to crack down harder
they
on the people who are violating
that
the laws.
part anyway.
Which part?
How are you going to know somebody's? How are you going to know someone's insurance? They go and they get the insurance. It says
there's got to be a way.
I mean, that's what I want. Like, my mind is literally racing. How is the government? How are they going to? Anyway, let's talk to the callers.
Okay, call in, folks. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Call us toll free as well, 242-300-5720. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, DeQuesta.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Very interesting question here I'd like to pose. What is the quota? We have enough laws on the books that govern this stuff, and so this additional stuff, although important, if we cannot enforce what's already on the books, I mean, I don't see how much difference this one is going to make. But here's my question for the morning. Has the police force ever given the public numbers in terms of how many officers serve in every division of the force? Because we see the traffic division of the police force. When it comes down to the parades and stuff, you have officers with motorbikes all over the place. Where are the speed cops and everyone and these bikes? Where they are currently? Because we don't hardly see them on the streets in the large numbers that we see during parades. I think in terms of where I'm getting with this is, right now we have so many infractions on the roads. And Dwight, you're so right. From time to time, I always talk about these rental car companies with these people driving their cars. They seem to have a law upon themselves where no law applied to them once they're in these people's rental cars. Are these people really checking these drivers up before they rent their cars to these persons?
No.
The yellow boxes on the street, road traffic again, have not replaced those boxes, even though those boxes are in law. The boxes are not there. The traffic lights are still malfunctioning. We as callers call in every time to report lights that's currently out, that has been out for quite some time. There's been no movement. We talk about the hotspot for speed cops, if they for the cops on the bikes. If there is a quota that they're supposed to meet on a daily basis, there are top spots that they could just stand, have a battalion there, and they could make their quota very easily. These are things that in the public domain that we bring to the police force through the airwaves, but yet it's really no swift, quick action on these things. But in my last point here, a new sheriff in town, I would like to congratulate the new commissioner of police and her and the projections and the incentives that she has put forward as her platform for the next 90 days. Well, we will be watching to see whether our culture here will change in terms of what she and her top brass now has enforced for the public. It starts with us here on the bottom. Let's see if we can reduce crime with the little things on the ground so we can attack the bigger things as we move forward. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks a lot. All right, before I get to that, let me read a couple text messages. This person says here, Dwight, I have 2 vehicles, and both of their licenses are due for renewal in August. The insurance for the first vehicle is due in November, and the second in December. Since September of last year, I've been trying to clarify the situation with my insurance company. They told me that the government hadn't provided them with any updates. In December, I followed up again, and they informed me that I would need to pay for 15 and 16 months of coverage in August. Essentially, the insurance I currently have would be wasted just to align my policy expiration with my birth month. This new procedure is unreasonable.
Wow.
It won't prevent people from driving without insurance. Police already have the ability to check for insurance and stop vehicles that appear uninsured, and you are now required to carry a copy of your insurance. So this doesn't make sense.
Right.
Why inconvenience law-abiding citizens with such flawed processes? Yeah, that's very, very odd. All right. Let's see. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
And the question.
Morning.
Good morning, Dwight. The insurance situation with the road traffic, right? I really believe it's going to cause more problems we having on the streets, right? While it may be a good plan to try to crack down on the way people use the roads, right? That's a good plus, right? But it's going to cause more burden on the people who are already burdened to stay or to be on the road, right? The Bahamian people are burdened right now to stay on the road, right? And this policy, right, is going to help to put more pressure on the consumer, because they are already under pressure, right? Now, I would like to see the government put some emphasis, right, on not just making sure that we are prepared for the road, our cars are prepared for the road, but put some emphasis on making the roads prepared for our cars, right? Because while we have to spend all of these funds to stay on the road, and in most cases the road is not in position for other people's cars, Dwight. And then there's no compensation for me having a licensed car on a breakup road, which is destroying my road. So they need to, restoring the cars, so they need to put some balance on and just stop looking for one way, right? And that's from the consumer, just keep consuming. But make us feel good driving our highly expensive or tax-ridden cars on good roads. At least it could put some little comfort to the Bahamian people, man. But dropping in these thousands of potholes all over this country, and then you putting pressure on me to stay on the road, it's ludicrous, Dwight. You got hi. Have a nice day.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You too.
We got a lot of your messages coming. We'll get to those in a bit. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
Morning, DeQuesta.
Good morning.
Dwight, I have a story for you. You're not going to believe this. And I know how you feel about the ATV, the four-wheelers and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. But my son has a rental company. In November, in the evening, 2 of our employees was taking the bike back to the yard. They ran out of gas, and they were pushing the bike. This guy in this BMW comes speeding down the road, hit the bike, knocked the employee to the side. Luckily, he wasn't injured bad. But anyways, the guy subsequently agreed that he was going to fix the vehicle. Took all of the insurance, all of the paperwork down to the road to the station to prove that the bike was licensed to be on the road. It was insured, so that, everything that we did was correct. The guy who agreed to fix the bike turns out to be a police officer. So guess what happened? They didn't write up the accident report. We had to put pressure on them by calling a senior officer to put pressure on the officer to write up the report. So he wrote up the report. The guy who was at fault for the accident did not have insurance. No, let me not say that. Did not present his insurance. The officer refused to give us the guy's names But what I did was I had someone investigate for me. I found out who the guy was. The guy was an officer, and we are having a hell of a time trying to get this situation sorted out. Turns out that the car that he was driving was not his own, and he was not insured to be driving the car.
Wow.
So this nonsense about
Police
insurance,
officer.
the first thing they need to do is they need to deal with the police officers who committed these infractions.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a story. Wow.
Yeah. And so I contacted an attorney about legal. He said she advised me that it doesn't even make sense because police officers they don't make any money. So we have a $12,000 bike that's been written off.
Wow.
And we can't get no resolution to the problem.
Wow.
Can you? Oh boy. Yeah. Wow.
Sorry?
I was
Wow.
no. I was just thinking about something, but no, you can't do that. This is rough. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm
That's
glad the
what we're
employee
dealing with.
wasn't hurt worse. Good that he wasn't.
That's what we're dealing with. And I to talk about these hit and run accidents, I see them happen every.
Yep.
The other day, my cousin just brought in a car from the States. He did not have the car for a week. This guy hit the car. My cousin jumped out to go get his information. By the time my cousin got out of the car, the guy pulled off and gone.
Of course. And it's not like the CCTV cameras are working that you could find
Yep.
out who there was. And good Lord, we are really, really on our own out here.
Uh-huh.
This is scary. Sorry to hear that, but
Yeah.
again, glad that everybody's okay. But good luck. Wow.
All right, thanks
Thanks
a
for
lot.
sharing that. Man, oh man.
Wow.
And, there were stories. There
I know,
were
right?
stories out there.
Wow.
Right? I told you all last week about somebody was hit, and I mean, you already know that one of the drivers doesn't have insurance and doesn't have a driver's license, and right. But you take the accident report and say, yeah, 6 weeks will give you the full report. But you don't give that person a ticket?
Right. What do you do? What do you
I mean,
do?
in any event, we'll determine who caused this accident.
Right, but
you
didn't have a license.
don't have
Right.
a license, and we should
There
even
should be a
arrest you.
Right.
No. We'll
Yeah,
deal with
see you
this.
later.
Okay.
Right.
Be
Which
careful.
is why it's the
Be
wild,
careful
wild
next
west out there,
time.
though, Dwight. That's why it's the wild, wild west out there. That's exactly why. And how does somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, can I borrow your car?" And you don't confirm that that person have a driver's license? Like, do you have a driver's license?
The person that borrowed the car for him doesn't have one. What does it matter? Huh?
No, I believe that there are innocent situations as well where licensed drivers loan their car to people that they assume, they assume have licenses. Because if someone comes to borrow your car,
I know.
Do you say, "Show me your license"? Do you say that,
No one in
Dwight?
the right mind would ask me.
No, but
Anyway,
seriously.
but secondly, absolutely, DeQuessa, absolutely, you need to be on my insurance,
right?
And I need to know that your license is valid.
No, it doesn't.
There is no way.
No,
because I'm not an idiot.
No, Dwight. You have insurance coverage
care
that
if you
says
have to
anyone 25 years or older drive your car, they're covered.
Not everybody has that.
No, but I mean, if you have that,
If you have
and
it.
someone says that you know well, that you assume have a driver's license, hey, I need to make errand, blah blah blah. May I use your car? You
Let me
trust
see your
this
license.
person.
Let me see your license.
Very few people are gonna say, "Let me see your license." They're just gonna
And
assume.
let me hold your credit card. And give me a pint of your blood.
You want blood
And
too?
sign over your kidney. You'll rip it up
Yeah,
once you
note
return
to
the
self,
car.
don't ask Dwight to borrow his car.
Don't ever. Never.
Okay. I won't.
Even when I was
won't.
driving a bubbler, as they say. No. Because I know it's always when that person board your car, it comes back
Something.
in pieces.
Yeah. Something.
They hand you a bumper and one piece of a headlight. Wow. Boy, oh boy. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? No, let's take the other call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. Pleasant day to you and your co-host.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, those situations so far, there are multiples of them, and sometimes I think that I should not speak of personal experiences that I have, but when you think about it, so many persons are having the same experience that we need to make it public. I have a situation I'm waiting a little while to see how it works out. and then I'll bring it forward. Now, regarding insurances and driver's license and all those things, they must be done. They're supposed to be done. I can boast and brag that I pay my insurance even before it is due, days before it's due, not a whole month, but as long as the month comes up, pays it for an entire year, even when sometime, unfortunately, the cars go down the very next month. And I still keep doing tax, so when the car is back up, I can use the car.
That's beautiful. Do you have yours set for your birth month?
No, not yet, man.
Oh.
Birth month is so much thing, but maybe that would be a good idea as well.
Tell me
But
why you think it would be a good idea, because we don't.
Everything is the same.
Why?
It's going to be painful in the start, but so that everything is across the board.
And if you have 2-3 cars, what?
Well, if you have all three, then you shouldn't have 3 cars.
What? No.
Just because you said.
Some people have a vehicle for work. They have a vehicle that they use for their personal stuff.
I'm piggybacking on what you said. You said some people don't need cars on the road. So if you can't afford to license 3 cars, then you shouldn't have 3 cars.
No. It's not that you can't afford. It's that you have your money and you have your finances balanced in a way that you can spread it out.
It's only going to be one time for the year anyhow. It's only be one time for the year.
And then you won't eat again for the.
It's only going to be one time for the year. No. What about who is the? Is there a consumer ombudsman authority to check up on some other things, like, for example, the increase of rates by the internet company, the justice that a business person may take back a defective item that you bought, give you a more expensive upgrade without telling you, and then send you the bill.
All right, so those are very different things. Most of that can be handled by the consumer.
That's not in the news, but that's what's happening. I've said a lot of things are happening.
Yeah.
And
most of
we
that
don't know what's going on.
Can be handled by the Consumer Protection Commission. Most of what you said. Some of that, it's up to the regulator for the industry, if they have a regulator that you can complain to. But these companies hold a lot of sway here. We do need an independent consumer rights group. We really do. Who's going to be out there fighting for us? Because right now, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
And last but not least, back on the same note, if you are found driving a vehicle and you're not correct in place, everything not proper, it may cost you fines as much as $1,000.
Yeah.
So it's best to get them insured and licensed rather than pay $1,000 fine.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Welcome.
it. Yeah, but this is the thing. So people are in accidents and not getting these fines.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't
Right.
make any sense. All right, so listen to this message here. So I'm not going to call the name of the company, but an insurance company told my coworker yesterday that they're not giving rebates. Her birthday is this month, but her insurance expires in April. So she was trying to make a plan on how to go about complying with the law. Ultimately, the insurance company told her to seek guidance from the road traffic department.
Wow. That's not cool. If the law requires it, then, the decent thing to do is to cancel that insurance and apply the difference to the new insurance. Because if she can't use it through April, because she can't be on the road, if her car isn't licensed, what is the coverage for? What is the coverage from February, March, Apral? What is that for?
I don't think we need to go through all that, canceling the insurance. No.
So what are the options? What are the options? She just has to pay for a new policy from now to July?
The main option, number one, is for the government to abandon this part of all that they're trying to do. Everything else makes sense. We do need to punish the people doing foolishness.
Right.
That needs to happen. They're not taking this country seriously. They think we're jokers and that they can do whatever they want. They need to be dealt with harshly. Harshly. We need a point system for the few people who do have driver's licenses. And if you have 3 strikes, you need to never be allowed to drive again.
Agreed.
Or maybe for a few years.
And then, I
right?
had a friend message.
But this is not going to solve the problem
It's
of
not.
people not
It's not.
having insurance.
It's not.
They don't care
It's
about
not.
this.
Yeah.
Only the people who are paying their bills are panicking
Absolutely.
now because this is an unnecessary
Because they're
burden.
still going to jump in their unlicensed vehicles without a driver's license and do what they want to do.
They're laughing at this conversation right now. What do they do?
So I have a friend in Alabama messaging, here in America, our insurance is linked to our driver's license and social security number. So from they run your car tag and registration, they know if the insurance is valid.
Look at that.
Right.
Look at that.
They impound your car when you don't have a driver's license or insurance and you are arrested.
Alabama, of
Mhm.
all states. No offense to your friend.
I don't think she'll take any offense. Trust me.
So this is not rocket science.
That's right. So there's a
What are you
system.
doing? Why do you hate us?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to make life harder?
I don't know.
And again, it's not like you have a working public transportation system that makes
As
sense.
an option, right? Right.
This is ridiculous.
Right.
And the insurance companies are telling you go talk to road traffic.
The problem in our country is enforcement of laws. Oh my God. That's the problem. There are no consequences. If we enforce the laws, like you say, the officers are out there. Sometimes they just drive by all type of traffic infractions. They see people run the light. Oh, that's not their rule. There's a different type of police.
I think we have a helmet law. Yesterday, at
We
least,
do?
I saw 50 people
We
without
do?
helmets, and they're passing the cops. Nobody cares. Nothing.
And then you know where the cops are going to be. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You're going to be downtown by British Colonial. The lady on West Bay Street who is always out all day in front of the police station booking people. You're going to be in the downtown. Like when you do roadblocks, people know where you are. You're the same place all the time.
Well, I'm getting in trouble. I'm telling you now. This is what I'm telling my insurance company. My insurance is up 3 months after my birthday. I'm telling them. I'm going to give them a call this week. Hey, you will provide me with a document to show that, yes, I renew my insurance this month and that every year I do it and that there's been no lapse and everything is working and that's how it's going to go. Or you will say I have the coverage, but I will continue to pay you when I pay you.
Right. At the end of the insurance period.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you're currently insured.
Because this is between me and you. Give them, those clowns at road traffic, what they want, but I will pay you when I pay you. The way I always pay you.
This is
Work
insanity.
it out.
Insanity.
Because this is stupid. And I need all of you to speak like this to your insurance companies because I don't know what's going on here. And speak to your silly MPs as well who agree to any old foolishness. This is ridiculous. Again, most of this act, fantastic. We need to crack down on these idiot people who are making our life a living hell. But the innocent people have suffered enough in the Bahamas.
Agreed.
It cannot continue. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it.
Right, Dwight. Before I get on the matter with the road traffic and everything, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Turnquist out there in line with these savers. They did some of them. We got some good civil servants, but some of them, but 15,000 need to go home. If we had another 200 like that young man in line with no license and stuff, he really needs to be commended. But Dwight, when I called the talk show Monday, I told you would be the first to know who don't license your car. My old vehicle down, and I put my insurance on my brakeman. I won in March.
Good for you. You got a lot of money. But I'm not surprised. I'm shocked that it's so few of us who have insurance and have driver's licenses and have insurance and do the things we're supposed to do, license the vehicles. But clearly a good portion of the country does not believe that this is something they need to be doing.
Not if what you're doing works. Right? So, like, if my birth month is January and I get a car in March, what do I do? I could still register it in March?
Well, these people are going to make you pay for a year and... yeah. Well,
But
you
doesn't
pay
it just
till
have to be
January and
6
it's
months
due in
period? Or does it have to be 6 months from your birthday.
And this is all going to cause even more
Right.
confusion. And
Do
again,
you
that
just want
6 month
6 months?
policy is ridiculous. That should not even be allowed. You should not be able to take out only 6 months insurance.
What's the point?
You should not be able. Those are the people you need to be afraid of. Wow. One call, and then we got to go to the break. We'll pick this up on the other side. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Early days is talking away along with you and the Cressa, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Dwight, the gentleman would call pertaining to his son and the police on the side of the road, right? He has a good sue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he could.
To sue who?
Sue about
That
the
officer.
guys
Well, the
who
lawyer
are in
said it doesn't make sense because they don't have any money.
The lawyer, that's not his problem. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
The
you'll
guy
never
was
get the
wrong
money.
with him.
You know how many people owe money? People
Listen.
from lawsuits here and have never received a dime because the person doesn't have any money?
You get a judgment and you still don't get any
years,
payment.
Decades.
Well, then the government should fix that.
Oh, okay. Some of the people who had lawsuits against them are MPs too, or have been.
It's the material they're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're wrong.
That's how it should be. Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, too.
Yeah, let's squeeze in. You want to get that one in? Yeah. Good morning, call. You're on the air. Are you there? Hi. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing, Dwight?
Doing well.
And the Cressa.
Good
I
morning.
got a question. Right. I see this as the government trying to fit a square into a round hole, because it seems to me like we're trying to hold on to a system that technology has solved. The question you have to ask yourself, Dwight, if I buy a car today, right, my birthday's in September, why I need to register the car on my birthday? Could I register today for 1 year? Yes, I should be able to, right? I should be
We're
able
not
to
talking about
buy
registration,
insurance.
we're talking about insurance.
No, that's what I'm saying. I should be able to go buy insurance from today for 1 year. That's nothing to do with my birthday. It's 1 year.
Right. You mean when you buy the car. Right, exactly. Yes, that's talking.
Right, so that's what I'm saying to you. I don't understand the complexity of now you have to adjust to your birthday and this and that. You know, it's simply, if you buy a car on February 1st, the insurance should be insured from February 1st of this year till next year.
Yeah.
And your registration of your car is from February 1st of this year till next year. It's not complicated.
No.
The software they have does not, the government software doesn't work like that. And then it should be fixed. They talk about this Cloud Bahamas and Bahamas Cloud or whatever it is they use. But every time you hear the government, just the same thing with the payroll and other different things, you buy a software and you seem to have to fit whatever it is that you're thinking, do it, or you give instructions on a software and it's only isolated to what you're instructed to do. That's not how the 21st century works.
Yeah. And people keep pointing out that
this is not complicated. So all we have to do is say, your car is due on the day. The insurance starts on the day that you register your car. And
That's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing.
Why change
And
it?
again, we've been doing this, and yet we have these problems because people don't care. And that's who you need to deal with. That's who you need to deal with.
But this is where, again, technology comes, right? 30 years ago in the U.S., in Florida and other places, when you go get insurance, the insurance is tagged to the car.
Right.
On the day the insurance canceled, they notify the Department of Transportation, and the car is also tagged to your driver's license.
Yeah.
And then they said the Department of Transportation, when insurance is expired, they send you a notice to say your insurance is expired, your tag is expired, your
Very
license is
simple.
expired, whatever.
What's wrong with these people? This is what
I
people
don't
are
know.
saying, that these discs that we have on the windshield and on the actual license plate, all these codes and barcodes and scans, you're supposed to be able to, right?
Use
That's
them
what
for
they said,
something?
right? It's supposed to contain that
but-
information. Why
but
doesn't
this
it?
is- Because what you have is 19th century, 20th century leaders using 19th century mindsets of technology trying to govern the 21st century Bahamas. What you need...
I think the leaders are 19th century too.
Okay.
We got to go to the
What-
break,
what-
C. Allen. Thank you very much. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Okay, take care. All
Okay.
right, bye.
All right. We'll be back after the break, folks. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home?
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
Got your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. Just letting you know that Blue Hill Road South, there's roadworks planned beginning today. Work will take place between Hillcrest Drive, heading south to the intersection at Zion Boulevard. That's scheduled to take place today through Friday, beginning at 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. You're asked to avoid the area if you can, or follow the posted signage if you must be in that area. Again, that's starting at 9:30 today. In your real-time traffic, we're seeing heavy traffic on Mila Butler Highway, heavy from well south of the Fire Trail roundabout if you're heading northbound straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Over on Gladstone Road, busy for you as well. North of Fire Trail, you see that slow-moving traffic northbound for you this morning, but definitely more manageable than Mila Butler Highway. Seeing some congestion at Carmichael and Mila Butler Highway and Faith Avenue, that area, mainly eastbound for you this morning. And Carmichael eastbound near Blue Hill Road, slow-moving traffic there. Blue Hill busy from that point straight up to Independence Drive if you're heading northbound. East Street also busy for you north and south of the Soldier Road intersection, but mainly northbound. Robinson Road, you're not moving between Soldier and East-West Highway, Marathon Road, and Soldier Road looking pretty awful for you from that intersection with Prince Charles Drive straight up to Bernard Road. Eastern Road, a real mess for you just west of San Souci to Johnson Road if you're heading westbound. Prince Charles Drive busy at the major intersections. Back onto West Bay Street, we're seeing slow-moving traffic near Saunders Beach if you're eastbound near Providence Highway. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution at rbc.com/loan/all of us. Time for another check for your weather for today. We've got high pressure centered just east of the islands. That's shifting eastwards into the Atlantic ahead of the cold front that is moving through right now into the northwest Bahamas. That's going to bring much cooler temperatures, stronger winds, and rough seas behind that front. We've got a gale watch in effect for the northern Bahamas until noon today. Boaters, especially small craft operators, should remain in port and seek safe harbor. There is an elevated risk for rip currents, especially along northern and eastern shorelines, and possible overtopping waves and sea spray along northern and eastern coastlines. For today, for the northern and northwest Bahamas, breezy conditions expected, partly cloudy, only about a 10% chance of showers. For the central islands, partly cloudy, and same for the southeastern islands. We're looking at high temperatures around 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. Lows in the low 60s, maybe even the upper 50s for the extreme northern Bahamas today. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, tomorrow, Wednesday, we're looking at partly sunny conditions. Mostly fair at night. Pretty much the same for Thursday. And for your holiday Friday, majority rule day, mostly sunny, turning fair at night. That's your morning blend weather check. We'll be back after these messages and the news here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Are you seeking exceptional health care beyond the traditional hospital setting? Introducing Doctors Hospital Clinics, your trusted destination for comprehensive care. Our full-service locations provide affordable services through our Loyalty Advantage membership program and NHI. Experience seamless care with our integrated health system, where your medical history travels with you, ensuring continuity of care. Book an appointment today at clinics.doctorshosp.com. We make primary care easy.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
Esso is celebrating the season of joy and giving away a year of free fuel. To enter, visit any Esso service station and fuel up with $25 or more for a chance to win. Plus, there are other exciting prizes to be won. Just remember to write your name, number, and email address at the back of your receipt and drop it into one of the boxes provided. Terms and conditions apply. Promotion ends January 9th, 2025. So don't forget to enter to win with Esso. Esso and the Esso logo are trademarks or registered trademarks of ExxonMobil Corporation or one of its subsidiaries.
Are you craving that fresh, famous food, but don't want to break the bank? Wendy's has got you covered. You can now enjoy the $5 Dave's deal at all participating Wendy's locations. Enjoy a Dave's single, a classic, or spicy chicken sandwich made with fresh ingredients for just $5. So don't compromise on flavor just because you're on a budget. Wendy's always offers fresh, famous food at a great price. Certain conditions apply.
This holiday season, give the gift that lasts a lifetime. Financial freedom with CFAL. Whether you're looking to take the stress out of holiday giving or plan for the future, CFAL has you covered. With our suite of savings products, you can start with a minimal upfront investment and low monthly contributions. Get a jump start with 2025 financial goals with CFAL Savings Express. Or give the little ones a head start with the CFAL Education Plan. You can also secure your own future with the CFAL Blue Marlin Retirement Plan. This holiday season, make your gift count with CFAL, where small savings lead to brighter futures. Visit CFAL.com today to start building wealth so you can live well. Happy holidays from all of us at CFAL.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Who's gonna tell you when it's too late? Who's gonna tell you things aren't so great. Can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home tonight?
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, along with DeQuesta Dean. You might need to find someone to drive you home with this road traffic act. Well, half the people
Listen.
don't have licenses or insurance
right,
anyway, so they
right.
really should be finding people driving home. But the rest of us might not be able to afford the insurance if we're made to pay for additional months or do it in the birth month for some bizarre reason, thanks to the what is it? They just love messing with people at the road traffic department, Mr.
I
Transport.
don't know.
What's
But
going
hey,
on here?
I have someone telling me that this is the way it used to be before.
What?
That
Never.
yeah. I have
When?
a message
In the
here
1800s?
saying that. Hold on, let me see.
When? Do you ever remember this, DeQuesta?
What throws it off is when you purchase a vehicle outside of your birthday month.
Again, that's probably most people.
But I'm told that this is something that happened before.
No. When? When
Yes,
was that? While you've been driving, have you ever heard of this?
No. I remember inspections always in your
licensing
birthday
inspections.
month. But
Well,
if you, I guess,
not always, since 92
But
or 3.
Anyway.
But we used to have to do it before March of any year. So everybody used to pile up at road traffic.
Right, during that
right?
time.
But
maybe
you didn't have to get
I
your
don't know.
insurance in your birth month.
I don't know.
You get it for when you have the car. Now, if you want to put it in your birth month, that's up to you.
Yeah. Well, I'm also being told that there was no consultation with the insurance industries before this change was made. The government made this without, sitting down and talking to the stakeholders in the insurance industry. And then also road traffic was supposed to have an app. And in this app, it would list all the insured people in the Bahamas. And so when someone canceled their insurance, the road traffic department could just go in the app and see whether that person had insurance or not. So you remember talking about the license plates and having the QR codes and all that stuff, that if you scan it, the relevant information would come
Right.
up. Well,
Yeah.
if you make a traffic stop and you actually had this app that you could look in that could run the car plate or whatever, you would be able to determine whether that person is insured or not. So let's hope that they create the app or pay for the app or whatever, because that would definitely be a good tool.
Yeah. So are you
For-
just putting barcodes on stuff for fun? Is that how we work in the Bahamas?
I don't
yeah?
know. I don't know.
Okay. Get that together before you put in stupid legislation.
Yeah, right. I agree. Get all that stuff together before you make it a law.
Yeah. Again, most of this amendment to the Road Traffic Act, most of it is perfectly fine. The people who don't have insurance, who don't have licenses, need to be dealt with. The cars need to be impounded. Yeah,
And I think a
they
deeper
need-
consequence needs to be for the people who allow those persons that are not licensed or insured to wreak havoc using their cars.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know your son don't have insurance, why you send them to the grocery store in your car or have license? Like, this has so many prongs to this, right? Why
Sure.
put someone in a car that you know does not have a license, does not have insurance, because they're going right down the road? Do you know what could happen in just a couple of seconds?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you on that. Okay, so let's take these calls. And we got a whole lot of your text messages going back hours now to read. And some of them look like they're really great. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Cousin Dwight.
Good morning.
And good morning to DeQuesta, and Happy New Year, my
Good
dear.
morning. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too.
Wonderful, wonderful. See, I ain't crazy like all them people with making all these nonsense rules like what Dwight said. Dwight said everything about them that I wanted to say earlier. I couldn't get in, though. It's nonsensical. Every angle, basically, look at it. I don't know what Pinta are dealing with either. But let me give the Bahamian people, forgetful Bahamian people, the small little history. This when the driver's license was changed to the birth month, it had nothing to do with whether your insurance was paid, because the insurance people have great command of what they do. The only problem that they had was that when people was coming, lawlessness was coming to pay a quarter of their insurance in order to get a license.
Right.
The person's, hello?
Yeah, we agree with you.
Yeah, the people weren't returning to pay the balance of the year for the insurance. So what the insurance did, like the question said, they have policies. They ain't have no problem with this, you know. Their policy is, I think, 90 days, 6 months, or a year.
Yeah, well,
That's
that
the
needs to
insurance.
be stopped. You need to have
Pardon
it
me?
for a year. Do not allow people to do that.
Well, that is why I said insurance ain't got no problem, because they stopped that adjustment. Now, when you go to pay your insurance, you got to pay for the full year.
Yes.
It's so stupid. Like you're saying, if I got to buy a car in January, I got to wait for my birthday in October. That's dumb. You understand? Your insurance should run with whenever you purchase the car, or if you ain't got no money, license or insure your car when you get the money. That ain't the problem. The reason for the birthday month and the driver's license, the license being due was because they was trying to eliminate the long lines. Right? You remember them lines?
I remember. I was a kid, but I remember. Yeah, it was horrible.
That was the reason to displace that crowd and put it in everybody.
And that was a great thing.
Right,
that was
that
a
made
wonderful
sense.
thing they did.
Yeah.
It ain't had nothing to do with whether you could have paid or your insurance.
Yeah.
But some Waco, Jaco, and then they totally misconstruing that. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks a lot. But this is not going to solve, again, the problem that they're trying to, and it is a valiant thing to do to want to solve
It
this
is.
problem with
It
people
is.
driving without insurance.
Yeah.
But this is not
This isn't
going
the
to
method.
stop
No.
them.
No, it's not.
Use the technology that you have that exists, it's been in existence for years to solve this problem. Have something scannable, have a sticker if you can't get a barcode to do this. Put a sticker that only road traffic can remove, right? You have to come back here in 3 months after your birth, after you license this vehicle, because your insurance is only good for 3 more months after you license this. When you come back with proof that you have the insurance, we will take this off and put the right one on.
Right.
Something like that.
Something.
That only they can remove.
Something. And you know what? That might be such a hassle that might make them pay for a longer period of time for the insurance versus coming in 3 months.
No.
Like, you know, yeah, it would.
Okay, maybe.
Time is money. You know, you have time to, you know.
Hopefully, oh boy. And I guess you might not want to do it like that because people, we got a lot of fraudsters around here, and they'll have it in the barcode, right? That's why you went to this system, so that it could prove that anybody at a roadblock, they could just scan it and hey, your insurance is almost up. You know this, right? Or that it is a pullover. But we're doing foolishness and wasting people's time. I don't know why. Let's take these calls. We really have to get to your messages. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys. How are you all this morning?
Doing well.
Okay, Dwight, I think this is a simple fiction. I think the insurance company doesn't want to take a loss. But at the end of the day, when you get an insurance policy, it's normally either a quarter. And I mean, the law has changed that now to 6 months or a year, right? Right, Dwight?
Yeah, well, that's silly, though. It should be a year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right, for a year. Okay. If you get insurance in January, your birth month is in September, right? The insurance needs to, because their policy states that your agreement with the insurance company is for 1 year, regardless. Okay? So they need to take the loss and add those other months that brings it up to your birth month and deduct that from what your insurance policy would be for the following year.
What?
Okay? Because you still hasn't been cleared for the entire year for insurance
I don't know what
policy
you're
you
saying.
paid for one entire year.
What?
You didn't listen?
No, you're not making sense. You're not making sense. This is not on the insurance companies.
What you mean
It's not on the insurance
company?
companies.
You pay it for a year. If you pay it for a year, you're not getting a year service. How could they just get rid of your insurance because the law has changed without compensating you, Dwight?
Okay, some people
Dwight, I
being...
bring in cars all the time. Let me explain to you what I'm trying to say to you. Right? If you bring in a vehicle in the country, right, Dwight?
I'm listening.
All right, you bring a vehicle in the country, and you get your vehicle insured for 1 year, your first time. It doesn't. If you sell that vehicle within that 1 year, if it's 3-4 months out, the insurance company does compensate you for that.
Right.
So what's the difference? All right, they does compensate you if you go back and let them know that the vehicle has been sold and you cancel the insurance. I always get a refund back from the insurance company. So what's the difference?
Why are you bringing this up? This is not the problem. The
I'm bringing it
problem
up
is the
because
government is making you get insurance.
Insurance company, you just don't want to hear what people got to say.
No, you want to defend the government for no reason. Are you listening at all, sir? You got a real problem, you know. I mean, I don't know what they put in your PLP juice, but this is insane. That is not what we're talking about here. They're making you get insurance in your birth month. Why? Why? You bring in vehicles all the time, insure the vehicle when you buy the vehicle for a year. And show them, yes, I have 3 more months, but I'll renew it in 3 months. If you don't, it should be easy to find out whether you did that or not. You have a problem with the insurance companies. That's a different issue. That's not what we're talking about here.
The insurance, the insurer is saying that they actually, if you like how it's required that you have this 6 months or whatever. If you come in to get your policy now and you still have 3 months, they do give you that credit to apply to the new policy that takes you to your birth month or whatever. So they do that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the requirement.
I'm paying for 15 months insurance. I am not going to pay
but
for
you're
15
months.
No,
you're not paying for it. You already paid for it. So when you cancel it, you get that. Let's say it's 3 months. You get that as a refund, a rebate, or whatever. So when they give you a 15-month policy,
want my insurance
you only
in my
pay
birth
to
month.
Well,
I don't
say that.
want it. I don't want it. It's too much.
Right, say that.
It's too much. I can't afford it. It is crazy.
There you go.
It's insane.
There you go. Right.
Right? The government is not doing anything to make the cost of my living here any lower. And that is going to be a massive burden. Massive burden.
So the issue is having to pay the insurance, the licensing, and all of that stuff, the mandate to do it in your birthday month.
And you cannot explain to me why that makes any sense.
Right.
Why that's going to solve the problem that you claim you're trying to solve. It doesn't make sense. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
And good morning to your guest. Listen, I don't know what it is that gentleman was talking about just now, but Dwight, calm yourself down. Take a deep breath. Because that's the loudest I've ever
I tell
heard
you, I'm looking for a lawyer to help me do a class action lawsuit. I
No,
really
lawyer
am.
can't help him.
Lawyer, come forward. I'm sure I can get other people to join in the class action lawsuit.
Listen,
Because
lawyer
this-
can't help him because I don't know what
No,
the
for
Jesus
me.
means.
Help me.
I don't know. Oh, you help you. I don't
Yes.
know what is Jesus. No, man, you need a therapist on this one today. Or a massage therapist or somebody to talk to, because I don't know what that gentleman was running on with. Because what is being discussed and what has been discussed has nothing to do with it. Even the insurance company wants information on what's going on.
Yeah.
Because they are also left in the dark, and I don't know who the genius is that came up with this idea. Only thing I can say is it's somebody that has a permanent government vehicle that they don't have to license or insure at any given time. That's the only reason why we come up with something that is dumb as this.
Yeah.
You understand me? Because at the end of the day, how am I, who making minimum wage, who always have my car licensed and insured, but I license it at one time and I insure it another, where the insurance is never out before the car licensing time.
Right.
My insurance is never out. My car is always insured by the time I relicense it. And it has and my insurance sends me an update to let me know that the insurance is time to renew.
Yeah.
But my license will have been renewed, say, a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever ahead.
Right.
You understand me? So I don't get it. I don't have that kind of money. I would like to know which soup kitchen I can go to collect my money to do this, because this cannot work. This is no help to me.
Okay.
This is, I guess this is a part of the new day. There's so much things that is a part of the new day that's happening that is new. You can't help but say it's the new day. It's just a good new day, but it's a new day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's read some messages before we get back to the calls. This person says here, explain to me, please, my insurance expires May of this year, and my birth month is in August, which means my insurance will expire next May. Yeah, but they want you to take it to your birth month. That's what this is trying to make you do. For what reason? Again, I'm not in agreement with Pintard on this one. We have some seriously bad drivers out there who have zero when they hit you. There is no fairness and compassion when someone hits you and runs, leaving you holding the bag. Exactly. Also, most insurances have payment plans whenever you can stretch payments out to as much as 6 or 7 months. I don't know about that one, but maybe 4. But who knows? Maybe there are companies that offer it. That would be great. In fact, in other places they do it monthly. I don't know why we don't do that here. But anyway, I've always had my insurance same time as my birth month, 1 or 2 times the month before. But yeah, I agree. We need to crack down. And that's one good aspect to this legislation, right? It does send a strong message that we are not going to tolerate your foolishness anymore. But at the same time, it is putting that burden on people who weren't the problem.
Especially people with comprehensive insurance where it costs a couple good dollars.
Or multiple cars. Yeah, it's going to be rough. My wife has been in 2 car accidents over the years, being hit by persons with no car insurance. This is a long-standing issue. People need to be jailed for driving without a valid license, a current car insurance policy, etc. Make it harder or impossible for those types of dangerous drivers to be on the road. Absolutely.
That's what we're saying.
To make it even more punitive. Absolutely agree with that. Tell a previous caller that the motorcycles are only used for escorts and special occasions. That's the police. Yeah, and for helping people take their cars from the dock to the dealership. Get a police escort for that.
No.
The police cars.
It's a revenue source. You pay for that. It's a revenue source.
We're paying taxes, aren't we?
I know, we are.
When I call you about a crime, you tell me there are no cars available?
I can't.
Wasn't there a rule that you have to have valid insurance in your vehicle at all times? You have to have a copy of it.
Yeah, you have to have it in your
Did the police ever enforce that? So will they enforce the new requirement by having periodic road checks?
Well, they won't enforce it, but you won't be able to license your car.
Right, you won't be able to license
your car. So you could drive around unlicensed and uninsured, unless they have a reason to pull you over or you get stuck in a roadblock. They still won't know.
Unless the sticker says 2023 on it. Yeah. Speed cops are only there for parades, escorts, or funerals of dignitaries.
Oh, yeah, and to direct traffic in the morning at the roundabouts.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
To the tech guys during road checks, can policemen be provided with a scan gun that reads the disc and confirm insurance? That's what everyone is wondering. Isn't that what this was all about?
I mean, that's actually the solution, having a database that they could tap into that says Dwight Strachan, insurance expires XX, whatever. Otherwise, you can't enforce it. What are you using to enforce it?
This is the simplest solution.
Right. You're forcing all of us to get insurance in our birthday month. How are you using that information? Currently, it became effective January 1. So on January 1, how are you using that information to make sure I'm driving insured?
Matching months and years. I mean, you can have a preschooler do that.
Just put the insurance paper in my car.
February 2025, you're good. Or for now. What is someone like me to do who just renewed my insurance in October on my and my birthday's in May? Yeah. You likely have to pay for a year and a half worth of insurance.
Because I'm in that situation.
You might get some money back.
My birthday is this month. My insurance expires July. So what does that mean for me?
If Bahamians had a proper and safe public transportation system, there'd be no need for so many cars on the road, and lower income people would not need to worry about transportation, insurance, and maintenance. Plenty wealthier people would not worry about having a car either. Right? This would benefit everyone. I would like to know why the new Commissioner of Police hasn't directed Bimini Police to place the person responsible for allowing that 15-year-old who died in that accident on the island under arrest. I've heard from sources that this was not his first time driving.
What?
I mean, who would have thought that was the first time? Seriously? It was midnight as well. You know it wasn't the first time. You know it wasn't the first time. So, But I mean, that's a sensitive situation there, right? They're in mourning. This is sad. It's awful. But again, as I said yesterday, we need parents or guardians to be more accountable.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
You know that this is a problem.
Correct.
You know this is not going to end well. Dwight, I don't believe you. What if you have an emergency health situation and need to be rushed? Would you ask that person to show you their driver's license?
Dwight ain't letting nobody his classes.
Well, it won't help if both of us have to go to the hospital after this drive, right?
Try to get
So
there.
we'll wait for the ambulance. Don't worry. Don't worry about the gushing aorta. We'll wait for the ambulance.
No, you just
We'll wait. I don't want any blood in the car either.
You're hilarious.
Woo! And especially if you're not on the insurance. Not gonna happen.
Why don't you have insurance for 25 and older?
I do have that.
Okay, then. So,
But not every insurance company offers that. Do they all?
I don't know if they all do. I mean, I have it and you have it, so that's
Yeah,
good. Right? Because if there is an emergency and the person is 25 years or older,
But if they don't have a valid license.
and they have a license.
If they don't have a valid license, you know the insurance company is not
So
going to do
listen,
anything
if you are
for
Dwight's friend and there's an
No, let's not
emergency
even talk about
situation, make sure you always have your license
We're not even going to go there.
to show it to him.
Yeah, that's
See, Dwight, I have my license. Let's go.
That's okay. A few years ago, a female driver, unlicensed, run in the back of my car, causing damage. I had it in court, but she never showed up.
Wow.
Each time she was summoned, the court, it cost me $100 to pay a police officer to serve the summons twice. She never showed up. My car is still damaged. On top of that, I'm told that I have to get the damage fixed in order to pass inspection to get it licensed. That's how we are living in the Bahamas.
Yep. And if you claim insurance, your insurance will probably go up. Yep. Yep.
I don't know if you can claim insurance. Well, I guess maybe you. But if you
If
don't
it's
have comprehensive,
comprehensive,
right? You don't have it, so you're left. This is why, and again, this is why we applaud the legislation because it is trying to do something about
Correct.
these folks.
Right.
But
enforce it though.
There's the big but though. I have a simple solution for the government and this car insurance issue. Let the due date for everyone's insurance be a minimum of 4 months before their birthday. It's the same situation. The government is standing on the wrong hill, and I surmise that they will fall right on this hill. It's not any different. It's the same thing. It's very similar. I mean, I see what you're saying, but again, the insurance company with this act, we did a show on this. We read through the act. It's going to require the insurance companies to notify the road traffic controller when someone's insurance lapses.
How are they going to do that?
That's very weird.
So they're going to send an email. I don't know how it's going into this black box.
Hopefully-
Who's going to be reading the email?
Hopefully the controller means like a
And how are they
a
going to
bunch
be
of
tracking
people,
that? How are
because
they?
that poor controller.
How are they going to be How are they going to be tracking that? They're going to be putting in an Excel spreadsheet.
That's their problem. But in any
know,
event, so this is what we're saying. If that is legislation, then this is what you don't need to be concerned about the people getting the insurance in their birth month.
They need the
They
app.
need to be informed that, hey, this person never renewed.
Right.
And it doesn't look like they sold the car. So we have a problem here.
They need an
Use
app.
the technology.
Correct.
Use it.
They need technology.
Yeah. I'd go as far as to say this will create more unlicensed and uninsured vehicles. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very clear that's going to happen. There's still small claims court where an individual can argue their case up to $5,000. Okay, that'll fix one.
Yeah, but if you get a judgment, how do you get your money?
I say sue the insurance company for the portion where you are double paying. The gentleman with the police issue might try that. Okay. The police don't care about insurance after they pull you over. So what is the government talking about? This doesn't make sense. It's not going to change anything. The government's laughing at us. We're just like children to them. In my family chat, my idiot cousin comes and shares where the roadblocks are going to be. Not sure how he gets this information, but it's always accurate. Yeah,
So how effective is that?
Call the police on your idiot cousin.
Don't go this way. Roadblock. I mean, how many of you have gotten a message like that? There's a roadblock. So how effective are you really being, honestly?
Which ones? Because those people...
The police.
Oh.
Everybody know where you're going to be for a roadblock and when. At the end of the month. Can you change some things up?
kick that cousin out of the chat. This person says here, the country is slack from the top down, from MPs not disclosing assets to a whole WhatsApp group about ducking roadblocks. We need to get serious in this country. Impound cars of unlicensed, uninsured drivers, period, and be consistent about it. We've got to get a grip on this country and the crime, and it starts with the small stuff. Totally agree with you. They go on to say, a guy mashed up my parked car, wrote it off. He was unlicensed and uninsured. They always are. The police came on the scene, made a report, and then the guy who wrote my car off was allowed to drive away. Yeah, it's still licensed and uninsured. Still unlicensed and uninsured. This type of foolishness is what happens in the country daily. Yeah. So they didn't give him a ticket, right?
Yeah.
They just wrote up, said, we'll give you your report in 6 to 200 weeks. Right. And it's insane. Hey, the voter's card is still on construction paper. I rest that right there.
Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, wow.
An election is supposed to be next year, right? We're still carrying around purple voter's cards. Ink stained, Kool-Aid stained.
Right.
God knows what other stains on them. Ah, boy. I don't always catch the shows during the day, but I've noticed... Okay, that's a different story. Did you read and respond to my text yet? I would appreciate it. Okay, texter. But if you missed any of the shows, remember you can always go back to Guardian Talk Radio. Most of the shows are posted the very next day, and you can listen to all of them. GuardianTalkRadio.com. Go click on the podcast link, and all the shows are there. And, if you're bored on the weekends... Go back and listen to them. Hey, this was implemented before, and it was a burden then. I don't think you're right. When was this? This wasn't. Nobody seems to remember this. Anyway, in any event, it's foolish. As an aside, these dumb laws pass because somehow the Senate has become a place for rewarding anybody who couldn't win a constituency seat. The Senate is supposed to be the council of wise men or women, the people who've been around the track a couple of times, have intelligence, and historical context, and can examine new legislation for obvious flaws. I don't know what these people are doing in there now, getting access to the government's free lunch program. This text, all these changes to catch people extending insurance terms and barcodes, yet there are multiple roadblock groups on WhatsApp and Facebook circumventing all these efforts to evade the police, it's time to crack down. It's really time.
Yeah.
You find them. The police say they know about them. They say they're in them. They're secretly in them. It's time to crack down. I think these people should be fined, if not arrested. This is helping people to break the law.
Yep.
Illegal migrants bring illegality to these road users. Okay. All right. I need to find out which government official has interest in insurance in the insurance industry, because there's no logical reason to insure vehicles by birth month. There's always some reason. Everyone won't know why. Well, that's interesting. Forget about having a birthday dinner now. Yeah, you'd just be crying in your birth month. If you weren't already.
Babes, forget that get your backpack and go situation. We
worst
need money for insurance.
Yeah. Birthday? Birthday?
I know, right?
All the money's gone in 1 month. People are also struggling to balance income weekly and monthly. They need to repeal this. Just that one section.
Yeah.
Just that one section there. That's the only problem with this. The government did not consult with the insurance companies before enacting a law like this. They should have ensured that insurance companies were willing to sell coverage for less than 12 months so that it syncs with birth months. Well, they're not doing that. They're making you pay for more than 12
Dwight,
months.
I'm still so confused.
Otherwise, it's a huge windfall for insurance companies, and they will not go out of their way to make it easy and cheaper on drivers. Another issue is when you get in an accident and the car has insurance, but the driver's underage or otherwise not named or covered on the policy. And then you still have to pay for your own damage. All of this is a joke. Why do you have to do that? Oh, because the other company's insurance won't
cover the person if they're not on it. If you don't have 25 and over, if that person isn't listed on the insurance, and you let them go driving in your car, they have an accident, then it's not covered.
This person says here, you talk show hosts are not advocating for the financial constraints this new law will propose for regular citizens. Obviously, you don't listen, so I'm not sure what's wrong with you. Perhaps you're deaf, and I hope you don't drive, because then you're a problem, you're a danger to our streets. Anyway, I had my insurance moved to mid-year from my birthday so that I could save money when licensing my car in the first month of the year. Do you know where the cost? Do you know what the cost will be when your license is due, your car license is due, and your insurance is due? And I think the same thing was said. Do you know how expensive it would be? A lot of individuals will now have to pay $600 or more just to license their car. You need to talk money.
Right.
This is what we've been saying. We've been
Right.
talking about this for many
Don't let
weeks.
your house insurance be due that same month too. Or your light bill.
I'm not going to read that. Okay, this person says here, secretly in them, this is the WhatsApp groups, those police are in those groups because their car ain't licensed either.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's take these calls before we go to the break. Caller, good morning. You are on the air.
Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, GNN at the call back. Let's take into consideration, because it looked like some of the people didn't get what I was saying. The only reason why they switched that appointment was because the lines used to be too long. The one time a year, we had to license the car.
Yeah, for licensing.
Our car.
Licensing. But that never, again, as you mentioned before, it didn't have anything to do with the insurance.
It didn't have nothing to do with
You got the insurance. Yeah.
Obviously, if you wouldn't have been on the line if you couldn't have paid to get your car licensed. But one thing I want us to be cognizant of while we're having this 90% nonsensical debate about whoever implement this thing. The insurance companies here, the government cannot outright 100% dictate to the insurance company. Reason being is because the insurance companies in the Bahamas are underwriting. Their parent companies are not Bahamian. Those companies are abroad. So when we talk about the government should make them, the government can't make them do that. And that is why they ain't having much problem other than whoever this is over here trying to concoct something. Thanks for letting me share again.
Okay, thanks a lot. This texter says, I renewed my insurance this month. My birthday isn't until October. When I asked about this new policy, the agent said they'll cancel it in October and issue a new certificate. She said to make sure to keep the current certificate to prove insurance has been current. Yeah, I mean, that's all well and good. The issue is having this burden in your birth month unnecessarily. It is unfair and not going to solve any of the problems that we are seeing. That's what we're saying. We need our government to look out for us as citizens, right? You don't need to increase the financial burden on people. Many people have decided, I need a new car. I'm not going to get it this month because I don't want it in my birth month. I will wait because I would rather separate this from all the other things I have to do in my birth month.
It's planning.
And you plan to do this. You don't need to have that burden on top of all the other ones that you have. That's all that we're saying. There's a better way to prove who doesn't have insurance than this.
There has to be.
There is a better way.
Yeah, but text here saying, I'll let GNN know the insurance companies are local and they retain the risk of the auto coverage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This text says, on a side note, the cost to insure for under 25 is way too high. This also contributes to unlicensed drivers. But that's no excuse. They can catch the bus.
Inexperienced drivers, too. Like, if you just 18, got your license, that's a greater risk, so.
That's why.
Yeah.
Right? Boy. Let's take a couple calls before we go to the break. This caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there? Hi, good morning. You're on the air. We can hear you. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing? Good morning, all you guys. How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
And my birthday in the state of Florida, my birthday was just in December, right? They send my registration like in October. You know, I have to get it renewed. I would get it renewed before my birthday, which is December 12th.
You're talking about your license?
Yes. No, my car registration. You know, every year, every they register the car every year on your birthday.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's.
If you don't show proof of insurance, you will not get your car registered. That's the way they
I
do
mean,
it.
that's how it is here.
Yeah, every year, you know, like we can get insurance for a year, but they just say it's $1,000. We pay it in installment. If you have it up front, you can pay it up front. But they might say $50 a month. You know, you get it every month. You either get it direct deposit or you can just send it off every month. But and like when I first came, I had 2 cars, and I dropped the insurance on one, right? I didn't know you had to turn in the tag. And then, you know, they actually suspended my license.
Oh, wow.
And when I ran through a red light and I got stopped by the cops. So the cops pulled me over. They said, you know, Mr. Dawson, your license is suspended. I said, no. He said, did you have another car? I said, yes. He said, you know, it's just an honest mistake. And he asked my wife, say, does she have a valid driver's license? Because they wouldn't let me drive the car. So she had to drive the car, or they would have towed the car. You know, said the officer was nice. He could actually, some police, if you, you know, some police send you to jail, you know.
All right, so this is
just an honest mistake.
this isn't what we're talking about though. So with your insurance, you can pay that how monthly. You can how does that work? Yeah.
Installment, you know, all depends, you know.
All right. So you see the challenge here, right? Most companies aren't doing that here. What this government is trying to do is make you in your birth month get insurance starting then, right? That is, we have to register and license the car and inspect it in your birth month. That's been the law for since 1992 or 3. But now you're going to be required to have the insurance in your birth month or not expiring for 6 months after your birthday. That is what we're talking about here. This is unusual and strange.
Some insurance company won't even insure your car with a certain age, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you got a brand new car, you know, if you make an installment, you got to have full coverage to take it off the lot. But if you buy it off cash, you can't drive it on the road. You either got to get it towed or leave it on the lot until you get insurance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But to me, the insurance company is just a rip-off, man. Because you could pay insurance for 20 years, never claim on it. The minute you claim on it, they either going to drop you or they can go up on your insurance.
All right, so again, thanks a lot. It's not what we're talking about. Everybody's mixing up the stuff here. Oh boy. This is rough. This is rough, and that's part of the problem. So people aren't understanding what we're saying as well.
Or you know, maybe they just talking about their issues with insurance, but we're talking about this mandate. You know, do I breathe?
Okay, let's go to
clarification. Your insurance has to be 6 months valid for 6 months outside, away from your birth month or in your birth month.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not okay.
No, I mean, I understand that part.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah. Okay.
Irrelevant.
Okay. Well, that works for some people.
Yeah.
It works for some people.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Stop the world. I want to get off. Stop the world and let me off. Tired of going round and round. I've played the game of love and loss. You stop the world and let me off.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get them the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
This Christmas, Fidelity Bank is still the one. One easy monthly payment, the only one with a quick approval, and one chance to win an extra $5,000 in cash. Apply for a personal loan today for your chance to win big. Call 356-7764 for more details and make that move to Fidelity Bank today.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Got your final look at weather brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. We've got quite a bit happening. A cold front is going to be moving into the area today, and that's going to bring brisk winds and pockets of showers across the northernmost islands. A gale watch is in effect for the northern Bahamas, and small craft operators are urged to remain in safe harbor. That cold front's going to race across the islands. That's going to bring in some seasonably cool temperatures and a brief injection of fresh winds. Two more fronts going to move through the area during the week, including a reinforcing cold front by Thursday and a second front later in the week that's going to bring gusty winds, showers, and possible thunderstorms into the area over your holiday weekend by late Saturday and Sunday. So, for today, we are looking at partly cloudy to cloudy conditions. Highs near the mid to upper 70s and lows in the low 60s, maybe even the upper 50s for the extreme northern islands. Then for tomorrow, Wednesday, partly sunny, turning mostly fair at night. Pretty much the same for Thursday, and mostly sunny, turning fair at night for your majority rule holiday on Friday. That's your morning blend weather check. Brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints has got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in store today. And time for your final look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. A reminder of the roadworks on Blue Hill Road South. This is between Hillcrest Drive and the intersection with Zion Boulevard. That's mainly going to be between 9:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. daily, beginning today through Friday. And you're asked to avoid the area if you can, or follow the posted traffic signs if you must be there. In your real-time traffic right now, things looking better for you at the major hotspots. Mile Butler Highway, traffic about just midway between Fire Trail and Tawny Williams Darling Highway. So as you get closer to Harold Pond, you see that heavy traffic in front of you. Traffic is back to a bit along Tawny Williams Darling Highway. Heavy traffic on Carmichael Road, just east of Fire Trail, on the way to Blue Hill Road. Blue Hill Road busy near Carmichael and north of Soldier Road on the way to Independence Drive. Independence Drive seeing heavy westbound traffic at this hour. And we've got pockets along Soldier Road near Windsor Place, slow-moving traffic there. Robinson still busy between Soldier and East-West Highway Marathon Road. Eastern Road looking much better for you now near Johnson Road. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend Traffic Alert brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you. We'll be back with more Morning Blend in just a bit.
Of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want, your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, boy. The Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things saying do? What does do? Check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
The Water and Sewage Corporation is rolling out new digital meters designed to give you more accurate readings. With advanced technology, you'll be able to monitor your water usage in real time, get more accurate bills and early leak detection to avoid costly surprises. Better service starts now. Watch for our installation team in your neighborhood and get ready to experience the convenience of digital meters. Follow us on our social media platforms for more information. Digital meters from the Water and Sewage Corporation. Innovative, convenient, and designed for you.
On Saturday, February 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m., the Bahamar Convention Center will set the stage for an unforgettable celebration of 25 years of giving back and supporting healthcare education in the Bahamas. Experience a night of excitement with exquisite fine dining, captivating live entertainment, and an inspiring atmosphere as we come together to celebrate and shape a brighter, healthier future. Tickets are available now. Reserve your spot today by emailing dhfoundation@doctorshosp.com or calling 242-302-4640. Sponsorship opportunities are also available to show your support for this important cause. The Doctors Hospital Maya Rassin Foundation. 25 years of transforming healthcare and building a legacy. Don't miss this special celebration.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. For most of the show, we're going to be talking about tensions that are rising over a planned concert with a controversial foreign artist. Vibes Cartel concert is planned for a number of reasons. There's a lot of pushback about this. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Just want to finish off the conversation we've been having for most of the morning, talk about insurance and the government's attempts to crack down, desperately needed, on people driving without insurance and without licenses, and the chaos that we're seeing on the streets, especially here in New Providence. A lot of people getting into accidents with people who don't have insurance and are left in a terrible state, in a terrible situation, having to come up with money to fix their vehicles on their own, and with little that the insurance companies can do about it. And something desperately has to be done, right? Michael Pintard, the leader of the opposition, is in the papers today saying, he issued a statement on Facebook saying that he's asking for more compassion for the government to ease up on the fines and to be less punitive and find better ways to get folks to comply. We don't agree with him about the less punitive stuff.
But a better way.
We need more punishment for these people who are flaunting the laws of this country and for years and are proud of their behavior. I don't have insurance. I don't have a license. Who cares?
They can't do nothing.
Riding dirty is the only way to live. And are in WhatsApp groups telling each other where the cops are with the roadblocks. Not that the police can tell whether they have insurance or not. They can just tell that the car is not inspected and not licensed. But there's a lot of chaos on the streets. Something has to be done. Our issue is this unusual part of the new Road Traffic Act that is requiring you to have insurance beginning in your birth month or 6 months after.
Up to 6 months.
Right? It cannot end within a few months after you license and insure and license and register the vehicle and inspect it. We don't think, I don't think that's going to help with the problem with people who don't have insurance. This is only going to cause a burden for folks to have to take, at least the first year, take out more insurance than they need, or to align and every month have to come up with the extra money Some people have comprehensive. It is not a couple $100. It might even be as much as a couple thousand for some folks. This is an unnecessary burden for a government that says they're all about reducing the cost of living for its citizens.
Right.
This is not the way to deal with people who do not have licenses and insurance. It'll only put a burden on the folks who do.
Who are obeying the law.
Make it make sense. And the government, they're not telling you why they're doing this. What is the purpose of this? Right? You have the technology where you can determine whether a car is insured. You have made a law that requires people to drive with their insurance coverage, show you that my insurance is up. And if it's up in 3 months after you license the vehicle, okay, make them come back to show you that you have renewed the insurance, or have it in their discs so that you can scan it and see that you did go and renew it. Good for you. We have the technology in the world today to do this.
Do the app like was committed to, so you can look in it to see the status, and then you can know when an insurance policy is also canceled.
Have the driver put it on that person. Yeah, you need to scan 3 months after this the documents to show that you have insurance. Upload it to this site, whatever it is, an app, a website, whatever. But this is stupid. This doesn't make sense. So we have a few more messages and a few more calls, and then we do want to get to this concert issue. So let's read these messages, and we'll get to those callers in a bit. This texter says, I have 2 cars in my business name, and I have to license in March, but my insurance is May and July. My birthday is in September. So are my business cars, will they now have to be... You're asking the wrong question. If you're going to have to get insurance in your birth month. That's what this is saying. I mean, you say your birth month is when?
Does it apply to business cars? I think it's for personal cars, right?
Yeah,
I think businesses still get inspected in March, but as for the period of insurance,
I don't know about the insurance.
I don't know.
Not too sure. But you say the birthday is when? The birthday is in September.
The businesses definitely still get their stuff licensed and inspected in March.
Well, that's more than 6 months, right? So you might be okay. I'm not sure. And see, you call your insurance company, but they won't know. They're telling people to check with road traffic. This person says, and maybe you can check out Politics Watch on YouTube or from Jamaica. It explains who this... okay, no, that's about that. We'll get to that in a bit. Coming from a person that has been in insurance for a while, the legislation does not help, because what stops a person from renewing a car, renewing for a year, licensing their vehicle, and going back to the insurance company and canceling? They will receive a sizable refund. So there are ways to get around this. And that person's demented, right? You really need to report them to the cops, and because what are you doing?
Right.
But that's what happens.
But should they be allowed to cancel without proof of another insurance? But then again, that's not for the insurance company, the police, though.
The people who get insurance in their birth months are the most suspicious people. Because you are only getting it so you could license your vehicle and then cancel it.
And cancel it and get
You're
refund.
dangerous.
Well, this person is saying that actually happens.
We
right?
know that's happening.
Wow.
We know that's happening. They are the ones.
Wow.
The people who come there, I just got insurance for this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Not all, of course.
But should they be allowed to cancel without proof of insurance elsewhere?
Or proof of selling the vehicle, right?
Something.
But now the legislation is requiring the insurance companies to let the road traffic department know that this is happening.
Right.
But then what happens?
Right. Nothing.
Well, we don't know yet.
Nothing. We know. History is the greatest predictor of the future.
It's a new day.
And the new day has historically shown that there's going to be no enforcement.
Oh, dear. This texter says, my birthday is in December. Imagine dealing with licensing, insurance, and Christmas all in 1 month. I would move my birthday. I have 2 cars, and so what can we do to let the government know that this will be too onerous on us?
Do they care?
Ooh. Well, the government can get any business to do whatever they want through legislation. Same way they're putting legislation on us for the insurance industry. No, you don't have to take this. You don't have to take this. Right? Are you speaking out? Are you calling in? Are you saying to your MP instead of where's my Christmas turkey, hey, stop this insurance foolishness? That's a dumb idea. Crack down on the people, yes, who don't have insurance,
Correct.
but you don't need to make me do this. This part
But
is
that's
crazy.
the question, the answer. How do I discover who is driving without insurance? That's the root, right? And forcing people to insure in their birth months will not give you that information.
This person says here, tell your guests that most behave with their parents until they are 75. What now? So we don't have to worry about house insurance.
Anyway, it's 2025. I've been a co-host on this show for quite some time now, and it would be so wonderful to be referred to as a co-host and not a guest.
Oh boy, that's
Thanks.
So,
It's 2025. My name is Duko Asadian. I co-host every Tuesday
you heard that
on
text
Morning
in?
Blend.
You heard that? Call up the Minister of Transport and have them come on the show to explain the logic behind this illogical policy.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath. But we've extended this. We want them to come on and explain it. I'll keep trying. But all they need to do is get on the streets and enforce the law. Simple.
Simple.
Let's be real. This island is too small when the police stop their families and friends whose cars aren't licensed or insured. Also, what they need to do is have the inspector who's inspecting the car, because these cars are what's on the road, clearly can't pass inspection. It's too much under. Okay, that's funny. I hear you. Someone explained to me that the insurance just needs to be valid for 6 months. So when insuring one's car, the insurance company should be able to extend it for a 6-month period. So, for example, if your insurance is in April, but birthday's in November, you have 5 months left. The insurance company may extend the insurance to May, so of the following year, so you can have 6 months of coverage. Okay. I mean, I hear you. That is a solution for a problem that that you didn't need.
Correct.
Right? And it's still not going to stop
Correct.
people
Who are
who
not
don't
correct
have insurance.
from driving.
It's just going to make your life a little more complicated. Right? So we're making laws for what reason? Just to make people work harder?
To make the people who are obeying the laws
Make their life a little more difficult. So that makes sense? I mean, that is the simplest solution to this problem that they've created. And we hope the insurance companies are open to such things. But again, if your birthday's in 3 months and your birthday is coming and your insurance is not up for 3 months, you still are going to need to
get more insurance.
right then in that birth month.
Correct.
And shell out some more money.
Correct.
Unless the insurance company is going to say, hey, you're good. You don't have to pay until then, and we'll extend it to this and whatever. Money still needs to be paid, more than likely in that birth month. So initially, it is not going to help you. And that's insane. That's insane. This person says, well, let's look at it this way. This is put in place because some special interests are going to make money somewhere. It's all a game of money for these people. That's really unfortunate.
It is.
Okay, let's take the calls quickly, and then we want to get to the other topic. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Yeah, and Happy New Year. Now,
Same to you.
I remember when we used to have to license our car, everybody had to license their car once a year. And insurance must be up at least for 6 months. So I don't know what we're running on with. All we are trying to do is have some people driving on the road with uninsured cars. And, they run, let's say you get your new car and they run into you. No insurance. You got to fix it. I can tell you with me, my insurance is in March. And I've insured my car for the year. My birth month is December. And I don't forget that. I go and I pay them for the whole year. Okay? People are finding an excuse. They want to be on the road. And they don't want to pay no insurance. And these are the same people who's going to cause an accident and cause chaos. You have these Mickey Mouse cars running up and down, no insurance, running to you. You got to find thousands of dollars because what? They have no insurance. I think they need more motorbike police officers to really put some teeth into it.
So
insurance is very important.
Okay. So
so
are
I
you
hope-
understanding what we're saying? That those people, this won't stop their foolishness.
So the people to continue to see, we cannot have a country running with everybody driving on insured cars, right? That's dangerous.
Yes, I agree with you, 100%.
That's very dangerous.
They
so we have to
don't.
make a law. The man say you must bring the insurance in for 6 months. That's how it was before. See, the insurance company ain't losing nothing, You go out there and drive, they ain't call you, tell you come pay.
You
All
should-
this, you don't have no insurance because you only pay them.
So 6 months doesn't help anybody because they won't renew it after the 6 months. They'll only renew it when it's time to insure their vehicle. This is not going to solve the problem. You should not be able to get insurance for less than a year.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But now, remember now, the insurance companies do it for 3 months.
What?
Yeah, man.
And so that's not going to
Road
be
traffic, that's what's going on now. Maybe stop now.
Maybe that's
You
what they're
get
trying to
your
stop
car
those sorts of
insured for 3 months
situations.
and get a license.
Maybe that's what they're trying to crack down on.
Yes.
those
Right,
things.
because I tell my brakeman, they tell me I didn't have to come pay until March, but I was not that kind of person.
Okay.
I say, no, man. I say, I want to insure. They say, no, you could come and pay in March because that's when I got the car.
Right.
And that's what they told me. So I don't forget I go March and I pay for the whole year.
You're one of you're one of the law-abiding citizens.
So you
yeah,
understand.
man, I can do because see, guess what?
And when's your birthday again?
My birthday, September.
He said
September. So now you have to change it to September.
No, it's always December's my birthday, but I rented an insurance company. I bought the car in March, and they tell me, they say that I could, I could come and pay in March, rent it up again, but I could carry my insurance was in March, and I get my car license.
Because it's 6 months, you might be okay. But you understand what they're making everybody either have 6 months coverage or get in their birth month. And all we're saying is that it's going to be a financial burden on folks. It won't stop the people who are driving without insurance from obeying the law.
Yeah.
Right? That's the challenge here. No one's making excuses. We're not complaining for no reason. This is going to be an added financial burden on people with multiple vehicles and for people who have planned their life out so that they can spread their costs over a wider period than having everything in their birth month. That's all we're saying. We're making life difficult for the people who are doing the right things. That's what we're saying. We applaud the government for cracking down, seemingly, on the people who are causing problems. But at the same time, someone's decided to mess with the good ones. Good morning, you're on the air. Are you there? Hi, good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. Good
Hi.
morning, DeQuesta.
Good morning.
Listen, anyhow, I got it. But, Dwight, the question is road traffic prorating the licensing of the car?
For what?
Pardon me?
For what?
They might be. I'm not sure. What's
Would just prorating.
I mean, so take it for that you have insurance and
Right. Just
calculating.
Suppose, okay, if my birthday is in June, right? I bought a car. All right, insurance. I get 6 months worth of insurance. I go to license my car. So in order to coincide with my birthday, then I pay half of the year. Is that how it's being done?
No, you pay your full inspection.
I
Annual.
mean, I pay my full licensing fee for the
Right.
whole year.
For the whole year.
So how will that correspond with the birthday? And my birthday isn't until June.
It
So do
only
I pay
affects
for-
the insurance part of it. The
No,
ins-
no, I know. The insurance industry said that I can get insurance for 6 months, right? I get my insurance for 6 months to coincide with my birthday. I take that to road traffic. Now, road traffic, do they correspondingly issue me license up to June, and then in June I renew for the full year? Is that how it's working?
That's what you were saying. That
You mean you just bought a car? That's what you're saying?
Right, I just bought a car, January.
No, you'll have to take it to the next birthday.
Pardon me?
For the year and the few months.
I have to get it insured for the year.
More than likely.
Do I have to get it licensed for the year?
Well, of course.
Yeah, you always have to get it licensed for the year.
But if my birthday is in June, right? If they want us to have the license and insurance,
You have to do that for the next year
if
birthday.
my birthday is in June, then that still isn't corresponding.
Or 6
with
months
my
out from
birthday.
your birthday. Or 6 months out from your birthday.
Right. No, but I'm saying they want you to license. Right now, my car is licensed on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which is in May. Right. So if I go now and I go into license and insure my car, do I need to just license up to May?
No,
To correspond
you're not
with
going
my
to do that.
insurance?
You're going to have to do
I mean-
May of 2026.
No.
But road traffic needs to come on because that isn't going to work.
What do you mean?
They need to come on and
You'd have to
explain
do
that
May to
part of
20.
it.
That's
Yeah, you
there's
do
no
pay for a
explanation
year.
there. It'll be May of 2026.
You pay for your license, your inspection for the year period. 6 months with that.
Or a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the question, listen to me. So if I pay in January right now, then I pay in January of next year again for the lighting of my car and my birthday
Not licensed.
is in June?
No, they will license it to the next birthday.
Right. But I still have to pay for a whole year?
No.
All right. Well,
No.
Listen, we're talking about insurance here. What road traffic? That's a different story. They're the ones who have endorsed this madness
I'm
with
not
insurance.
talking about the insurance.
But that's what we're talking about. You're bringing in something that right now we don't have the energy or the time to deal with. Talk to road traffic about it. I mean, why would you want it to have? If I could license my car for a year and a half, what the? I wish you could license and insure it, register and inspect it for 2 years.
Forever.
I don't know why you're complaining about that, right? But you're not going to get it for 2 months and then come back. You don't want that. That's crazy. But that's not what we're talking about. Focus, folks. Focus, everybody.
Hold on, but I have a question about. Sorry, I have a question
too much
about
time
that
on that
now.
call.
Sorry. So if you buy a car today, Dwight, will they inspect it from today to your birthday, and you only pay for that part?
To the next year.
So they won't
To the
connect that
next
to your
year.
birthday, but they making your insurance for your birthday. How dumb
It
is
will
that?
be, yes, but to the next
To
year.
the following
Yeah,
year.
to the next year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but that's not what we're talking about. Let's focus. Let's focus. Just a few more calls and we got to move on. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Dwight and Douglas. How you all
Good
doing?
morning.
Doing well. Good morning.
Good, and Happy New Year to you all. as
Same
well.
to you.
Same to you.
Thank you, and good morning to the nation. This situation, Dwight, it falls totally on the side of the insurance providers, right? Because at the end of the day, with the policy, and as a responsible driver, we all understand that there are those bad actors, right? Who would only use the provisions or the benefit that the insurance companies provide of, say, financing your insurance, right? For a 3-month or a 6-month period. And you have some bad actors who would not go back and cover the balance of cost in order to ensure that they have insurance for the full year, right? Those bad actors would be captured in this new policy. However, the problem that I have is this policy is going to treat all Bahamians like we are criminally minded. That's where I have the problem. It's going to impact all drivers, whether you're responsible or not, right? And I believe that, and we've had this discussion already, Dwight. There was a better, and there is still a better approach to implementing a policy that captures bad actors, but does not disadvantage responsible Bahamians or responsible drivers, period, because Bahamians aren't the only ones who are driving on the road in our country, right? and it's going to make things more difficult for you financially on all sides of the consideration, whether it be in the first instance the individual who is looking to finance their insurance, right? It's going to make it more expensive for you because now you have to purchase an additional 6 months of insurance in order to come into alignment with the new policy.
Right.
And if you're financing in the first place, it makes it that much more difficult for you to be a driver because it adds an additional financial or layer of financial burden on you as a policyholder with the insurance company. And so I start where I end. There still is a better way that this policy could be implemented that does not hurt the majority of drivers on the road who are responsible drivers and still capture those bad actors who try to evade the law and act and drive outside of road traffic requirements.
Indeed.
And I believe that it's still not too late for the government to press pause and review, and instead of doubling down and driving straight ahead.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, and I'll end right here, this policy treats everyone as though we are criminally minded or criminally actioned in our behavior. And that is not the case. And it will make life a lot more difficult financially for those persons who need to use that system that the insurance providers provide as a courtesy to them. And it's going to make life more expensive for those who can least afford it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
And I hope they're listening to the voice of the people.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening.
And crack down on the people who cancel insurance without proof that you sold the vehicle or
Or you got other insurance.
Right, that you got other insurance, the vehicle's destroyed, whatever
Right.
it is. Crack down on that. And be reasonable. Be reasonable with this. I don't understand. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Dukes Wester.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, listen, I just want to reiterate the recommendation I made, Dwight, to you some time ago, I think earlier this week or last week sometime. I think it's a very simple fix. All we need is for all insurance companies to do is to provide some decals with the chronological month numbers from 1 to 12. Cause road traffic to say that decal must be attached to the left or the right side of your car windshield with a number on it indicating the month when the insurance expires. You can only then cancel your insurance if you get a letter of cancellation from road traffic, which means simultaneously, if you cancel the insurance, you bring your license plate back in because the car should not be on the road if you cancel your insurance. Number two, some of us have to pay insurance in installments. We pay for the first maybe 6 or 9 months, and then you go pay the balance. For the insurance to protect themselves. If I born in the month of January, and I am paying insurance till the month of June because I need to afford half of the time to have a arrangement with the insurance to pay the balance, they'll give me a decal for that for 6 months. Now, when you drive on the street, the road traffic cop sees that for 6 months, and they're okay. When July comes, if I then go to pay the balance in the insurance company for them to give me a decal to take me to the following January, then road traffic knows that because they don't see that on the road. The insurance company can also have some relationship with the road traffic department where they provide them with this information to those who didn't pay the balance on the insurance and now they're no longer insured. I don't think this is a big problem. This is a very simple problem. So I don't know why we can't get road traffic to see it. Maybe you, Dwight, and do 2 questions with your level of influence over the airways.
Oh, yeah?
Can push that. I think
We've been talking about this for about a month or so and nothing yet. More than a month. We've been reaching out to the to the BIA, the Bahamas Insurance Association, to come on and talk about this as well because they have concerns from at least October, September, October. So, in fact, I think from mid-year when the government announced this, and yet we are still here, and this is in effect beginning.
They just brushed
January
ahead.
1st, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
don't know if you have any recommendations that each
No, those are great. We said that's the easiest one right there, the sticker. Of course, we were told that these discs and the plates would have information too that could be scanned. Obviously, the police force doesn't have the scan or whatever it is to be able to read these codes or barcodes. But a sticker would be the easiest thing. The only problem is the fraud there and some, nefarious people getting stickers illegally
I think
and
if
stuff.
you put that recommendation in place, the only thing would be incumbent upon the insurance agencies or the policy provider to ensure that their staff don't give nobody a decal.
Right.
That's value more than the life of the insurance.
Absolutely. That would be the easiest way to deal with this.
Yeah.
The easiest way, and there'd be no way to hide that you are really a criminal driving around without insurance for so many years or something. But that's a better, simple. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. This doesn't have to go like this. This is really very silly and showing that we are dealing, as C. Allen likes to say, with people who are thinking or a century behind the rest of us in their way of thinking. And it's very disturbing. I don't know if we're going to have time to get to our real issue today. Wait, let's get back to this. This is a big one, though, probably affecting more people than this concert, which we might talk about later in the week.
Yeah.
But let's continue with this. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Hi, good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
To the Cressel and also to the nation. Yes, Dwight, I too don't follow what the big issue is about, because when I had insurance that came around in different months, I normally forget to insure my vehicle and end up getting tickets on the road or something. So about 2 years ago, I changed the way I license all of my vehicles on my birth month along with insurance. So it prevents me from forgetting, to insure my car and driving on the street without insurance and everything. I have.
So, which clownish insurance company are you with that doesn't remind? Can you hear me? Which clownish? Oh, so you can't hear me? Oh, wow. Okay. Which clownish insurance company are you with that doesn't remind you that your insurance is up? Because I get notices. Duquesa, is that not how it works?
Yeah,
so you got a memory problem? That's on you. I'm glad that you fixed it.
But also,
that's not how this works
but also
for the rest of us.
With that, Dwight, that's a personal choice. It should not be a mandate from the government. Right.
Do it. Good for you.
So that's a choice that you make to, hey, I'm going to make sure I do this on my birthday so I don't forget. That's a personal choice. This should not be a mandate.
You're balling like that?
From the
Good for
government.
You. Multiple cars. You got a license and insure all of them in 1 month. Wonderful. I am happy for you. Not a big deal for you. Absolutely. Good stuff. Some of us can't forget. We're not allowed to. They will remind you. Second notice.
Yeah. I get them by email.
Yeah. Email, there's
And even
still
WhatsApp.
delivering.
Yeah.
And they call you and all manner of things. So I'm not sure who you have insurance with, but okay. But that's, again, as you said, that's a personal choice. And do it. You can do it. You can do it. Some can't afford
It
to
should
do
just
it like
not
that.
be mandated. If that's what you can afford to do, that's what you want to do. It's a system that works for you. Do it. But it shouldn't be a law.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Dwight, some of these things I can't really can. I've been trying to sift through my brain what's going on. I have a car. My birthday is May. Now, I have a car that's licensed till May. I also have another car that I bought in October because I was getting into a venture. Now, I have one that I have to get licensed in October, one that has to get licensed in May, and I'm trying to figure out this 6 months or whatever that is, how do I fall into that? Plus, why is it that after 51 years running this country, we are still making old new laws, and we have so much of these laws on the book, but we just don't enforce the laws. And we keep making some new law either to get some new taxes without enforcing the old laws what we have on the books. I can't understand it. They're just going down Bay Street to find out a new law to make. Is that it?
Yeah.
Just for
I don't
fun,
know.
it seems. Some of it, yeah.
I don't know.
It's very odd.
I don't know.
Yeah. And as we said, this texter is saying, this is in the 70s. You don't need to be going back and forth.
Yeah.
You could easily just have a portal. As I said, put the onus if you must, not even on the insurance company, on the drivers.
Right.
Like, okay, yes, I got my car licensed and my insurance was up in 3 months, and I'm required now to go and post a copy on an email portal or on a WhatsApp, whatever it is. Fax, whatever it is, send it to them. I have to show you that I have paid for insurance for a year, and we're all good. We're in receipt of your whatever it is, your documents. Thank you very much. You're good.
The date doesn't change the behavior.
Final call on this. Good morning. You're on the air. Good morning, caller. Are you there? No. Okay. All right. Let's take a break. I'll tease what we're going to talk about with the concert. We'll try to push this into tomorrow and get into that because it is a very interesting story. We've got a lot of your text messages about this already with people with concerns, but not everybody's on the same page with that one as well. And we'll have our final few minutes on this insurance and road traffic issue. That's when we come back. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Stop the world. I want to get off. Stop the world and let me off. Tired of going round and round. I've played the game of love and loss. You stop the world and let me off. Stop the world and let me off.
This holiday season, give the gift that lasts a lifetime. Financial freedom with CFAL. Whether you're looking to take the stress out of holiday giving or plan for the future, CFAL has you covered. With our suite of savings products, you can start with a minimal upfront investment and low monthly contributions. Get a jump start with 2025 financial goals with CFAL Savings Express. Or give the little ones a head start with the CFAL Education Plan. You can also secure your own future with the CFAL Blue Marlin Retirement Plan. This holiday season, make your gift count with CFAL, where small savings lead to brighter futures. Visit CFAL.com today to start building wealth so you can live well. Happy holidays from all of us at CFAL.
This holiday season, stay connected to the ones you love with Alive. Switch today and get 5 gigabytes of data free with your first 30-day plan. Whether you're sharing holiday moments or enjoying Jonkanuan Bay, Alive keeps you connected all season long. Visit BeAlive.com to make the switch today. It's good to be alive.
I've been up at Pinda and I meet him in the showroom. I said, Pinda, I just come out of a showroom in Portugal and let me tell you something, them showroom and selection ain't got nothing on yours. Man, I like this stock of porcelain and ceramic tile you got here. What I really like is the range of sizes that come in, 8 by 48, 12 by 24, 24 by 24, and what I really like more than the things I really like is the price. From $275 a square foot to $494 a square foot and all in between, you can't beat that, not even with a 2x4 from Enterprises.
This holiday season, give the gift that lasts a lifetime. Financial freedom with CFAL. Whether you're looking to take the stress out of holiday giving or plan for the future, CFAL has you covered. With our suite of savings products, you can start with a minimal upfront investment and low monthly contributions. Get a jump start with 2025 financial goals with CFAL Savings Express. Or give the little ones a head start with the CFAL Education Plan. You can also secure your own future with the CFAL Blue Marlin Retirement Plan. This holiday season, make your gift count with CFAL, where small savings lead to brighter futures. Visit CFAL.com today to start building wealth so you can live well. Happy holidays from all of us at CFAL.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. In a recent issuer comment report, credit rating agency Moody's lauded the Bahamas' recent debt for nature swap, which it said reduces the country's cost of funding, extends the average maturity of the country's debt profile, and secures funding for marine conservation projects. That report says the credit-positive transaction improves the Bahamas' bond maturity profile, reducing its cost of funding and earmark spending to mitigate the archipelago's exposure to climate-related events. It says the goal of the transaction in the Bahamas was to use available credit enhancement solutions for refinancing a feasible portion of the debt at very favorable costs, and at the same time aiming to secure significant funding for marine conservation projects, bolstering the country's efforts toward climate resilience and sustainability. Back in November, the Bahamas announced that it was buying back some of its external debt through a loan from Standard Chartered Bank. When the buyback offer closed, the Bahamas refinanced $300 million in debt. According to Moody's, the buyback included notes that were to come due in 2028, reducing what the country will have to repay in that year. The Consumer Protection Commission ended 2024 with a 70% success rate in regard to the 450 complaints brought in. Senator Randy Roll, executive chairman of the CPC, saying that this was up from the previous 159 record complaints brought in 2023. Roll says the growing importance of the CPC is evident because it gives Bahamians an outlet to bring their grievances against merchants in the country. NASA's cruise port addition of a pool will likely be completed by the first quarter of 2026, while its signature restaurant, which has sat dormant at the far western end of the redeveloped port, will be activated by the end of this year. That's according to NCP CEO Mike Moore Jr. In a statement released on Sunday announcing that the cruise port broke another visitor record this year by welcoming 5.6 million visitors, NCP explained that it continues to improve the facility and has ambitious plans. And Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President James Carey says that the Grand Bahama is on the cusp of taking off, but that the current fight between the central government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority is having a negative effect on the island's investment climate. Carey, speaking to Guardian Business as he winds down his term as president this coming February, says the chamber is doing all it can to help businesses on the island, but there's only so much that can be done when faced with the current standoff between the central government and the GBPA. Overseas, rising technology stocks helping U.S. indexes recover some of their holiday season slide that bridged the new year. The S&P 500 added 0.6% for a second straight gain, following 5 straight losses, its longest losing streak since April. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost an early gain to slip 25 points, or 0.1%, and the NASDAQ Composite gained 1.2%. Slightly more stocks fell in the S&P 500 than rose amid the mixed trading. Tech companies were the clear leaders, including those swept up in the frenzy around artificial intelligence technology. NVIDIA climbed 3.4% to top its record set in November, ahead of a speech by CEO Jensen Huang at the annual CES convention in Las Vegas after trading ended for the day. NVIDIA and other AI stocks keep climbing, even as criticism rises that their stock prices have already shot too high and too fast. Despite worries about a potential bubble, the industry continues to talk up its potential. Microsoft Vice Chair Brad Smith said on late Friday that the company is on track to invest about $80 billion to build out AI-enabled data centers to train AI models this fiscal year. Smith says AI is the biggest opportunity to harness new technology to invigorate the U.S.'s economy since the invention of electricity. Microsoft rose 1.1%. Closer to home in your Market Watch recapping trading on the BISX. From Monday, your market movers Consolidated Water down 1 cent, closing at $5.19. Emira Incorporated down 3 cents, closing at $9.09. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,008.49, down 0.05. That's your Market Watch. And that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Stop the world. I want to get off.
We're back with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Duquesa Dean. All right, so let's read these final messages, and then we're going to give you a preview of what we were going to talk about this hour. We're going to push this to possibly tomorrow. All right, so this person says, here's a text. My insurance company says extending an existing policy is not possible, must be canceled, and a new policy drawn up. So it seems like it depends on the company you deal with. Everyone's going to tell you something different. Maybe you can... I don't know. Maybe they'll allow you to extend for 6 months and then start off 6 months after so that you can be covered by this new law. But in any event, it's going to cost you more money and likely, again, in your birth month. If that comes before the time your existing policy is expires, right? You're going to have to come up with money before you want it to. Many people will have to. Some will be okay. They'll have the 6 month coverage, and maybe they're already covered by this. They have their insurance in their month, and that's good for you. Good for you. For the other folks, this is a burden. Road traffic should revert to having the insurance company and the expiration date on the license disc. Was the insurance company on that before?
No. I've never seen the
that.
insurance company on the disc. No.
I don't remember that.
No.
I mean, it could have been. You remember for sure?
I've never seen the insurance company on the disc. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't
I'm not
remember.
Sure. I'm not sure.
It might have been when they used to handwrite the disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Question, is the 6 month policy a transitional policy for this time to implement this new rule, or is it going to be standard moving forward? In a notice that they've posted, it says that this is a transitional period. So that is a good question. I don't know. Again, they haven't been doing a good job with PR on this one. Right? And so we're getting lots of messages about what we wanted to talk about. So yes, so this is about Vibes Cartel, and so there's controversy on a number of levels. People concerned about the fact that he was charged and actually convicted of murder,
right?
But the conviction was overturned.
Right.
Some are blown away by the enthusiasm that there could be a Vibes Cartel concert. So that's one part of the controversy. The other part is the artists in the country are saying they're concerned about the number of foreign artists who are getting permits to perform here. And so we've got a number of levels, but we're getting your messages about this. We'll pick this up in business tomorrow about this, right? What's up? The level of excitement is quite astounding.
Really? Wow.
But not surprising, because I think,
I mean, back in the day, he was kind of a popular artist.
Oh, I don't think the day is still today, apparently.
Yeah.
But join us tomorrow for this. We're going to pick this up there. We wanted to do it, but of course, this insurance issue and licensing affects a whole lot of us every day. Anytime you get out on the streets, you are taking your life in your own hands, and
you got to drive for you and them.
People out there who don't care about you and your safety, and they have death wishes, and they don't mind slamming their little hatchback right into you.
Yeah, this is right. Keep your eyes
That's
open.
Another disposable vehicle. They'll get another one if they survive this crash. They'll get another one in a few days, maybe. And drive that as dirty as possible until the end comes. That's how they think.
You really start 2025 spicy.
My life flashed before my eyes last night with that car driving as if they were on I-95 heading towards me, driving on the right side of the road.
Understood. Yeah.
This is what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
And it is scary, and the government is right to crack down on the madness going on.
And in a way that makes sense.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
There's a part of this that doesn't make sense. And it can be easily, as Anton said earlier, it's not too late, adjust this part. This is not going to achieve the results that you want.
Correct.
And we want you to achieve the results.
That you
But this is not the way.
Yeah.
and will only cause more problems for the people who are obeying the law. Duquessadine.
Hey.
It's going to be a hot 2025.
Indeed it will. Spicy.
Have a good one. I'll see you
Spicy.
next week.
You too.
And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.